See what happens. Let me tweet it. I didn't hype up the cast too much. I only said that you three were gonna be here, and you three are the only ones that are probably gonna be here. And you three are the only ones that are probably gonna be.
Watching on my phone too.
Wait, how'd you find it?
YouTube just sent me a notification.
You know how to find it. Oh, there it is.
It's probably also like if you just click on your YouTube channel.
I think you're one viewer, right?
Probably, yeah. Well, leave now.
No, you could watch it. It's fine. Hold on. I'm just gonna tweet it out really quickly, and then. Hello, everyone that's watching. I'm not really sure how many people are gonna join, but yeah. Clint, do you want to talk about how you felt about your falling again? Oh, Zuko.
Wait, what?
What
do you mean?
Talk about what we were talking about before, about you falling.
It was embarrassing.
Okay, hold on. I'm tweeting out. I don't think it's embarrassing. I think it's funny.
You were just very determined is all.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but your grass was just so slippery.
Well, I think it had rained. Oh, Carly, your dad's here.
I had a feeling he'd be here.
Yeah, 5 times you slipped, Clint. Like I said, it's iconic though. No, it had just rained. You weren't wearing socks, which you weren't wearing shoes. So I think that also didn't really help. You were wearing socks. I remember that. That was Carly hasn't even seen it. She hasn't even watched the episode yet.
I remember when you fell when we were playing musical chairs, but
yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah, that was the first time Clint fell. And then he would fall 4 more times. I think the falls are funny. I had to do it in slow-mo. I can't just show it once. I showed Ryer falling in slow-mo in season 1.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think... Well, I guess we'll talk about who do you guys think fan favorite's going to be? Any predictions?
Not too sure. I'm going to take a guess and say maybe Steve, maybe Julie, maybe Carly. Those are the people on my list right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's very generous of you. I think that fan favorite will probably be Julie, Steve, maybe Clint, because Clint had, kind of a persona. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that maybe Steve, because Steve has fans from, the whole Big Brother community and stuff.
Well, Steve is actually ineligible since he won.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
So if you take that out of the equation,
then I guess, yeah, it just comes down to that.
I do know. Well,
Did Julie say she was gonna be on here too?
I'm gonna text her. She didn't say a word to me. I'm sure people would love for her to hop on.
Julie had a lot of personality, a lot of good jokes. But
yeah, she was pretty funny.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely had a short-lived time on the show, so maybe I don't know. I guess it really depends I don't know who's gonna be fan favorite. It could be anybody.
Your dad asked the question. I was about to answer and he left. Well, if he comes back.
What was his question?
Yes, when's the deadline for the vote? I don't really have a deadline. Maybe he's voting. actually. Maybe because like I don't think he had voted yet.
Text him the link.
The deadline for the vote, there's not really a deadline. Usually I stop it after we announce fan favorite, so maybe I don't know, a couple months. I mean, I'm gonna keep it going for a while probably. But yeah, I mean, I know who's in the lead right now. I'm not gonna say who, but and there is somebody that's way in the lead. So
Fan favorite?
yeah, like somebody's like way in the lead.
Oh,
I have no idea. Maybe Julie.
me neither.
Maybe Julie. Julie is really funny. A lot of people liked Julie. Overall, I think like you two got good. Like a lot of people liked you two. A lot of people liked Steve. A lot of people liked Julie. Tim, people liked Tim too. Yeah. Where is I texted Julie. I texted Chris. Yeah. Is there anything because Carly, you've seen like some of the episodes. You haven't seen them all. Is there anything you noticed watching? Your dad says something. Ooh, the merch is coming out. What we have planned isn't too difficult, so probably by January, hopefully. Sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Carly. Is there anything you noticed about this? Is there anything you noticed watching that you didn't notice while playing the game?
I can't think of that much actually. I don't know. I feel like most things were I guess what Clint was saying behind the scenes, because I thought, I don't know, Clint seemed very unsuspecting, but clearly he was saying a lot of stuff that I did not know.
Hey Steve.
Hi.
Steve, you should retweet my tweet.
Okay, wait, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Which one?
The one I just tweeted that said we were officially live.
I'll
do you wanna
retweet it too.
Yeah, Clint. Clint,
I don't
retweet
think
it
I
with
got
your
it.
10 followers.
Hey, I got like what? I got 26.
Oh, I missed it. I
Hell
didn't see
yeah.
that one. Okay, I did.
Thank you. Cool. Oh yeah, I was asking Carly and Clint who they think fan favorite's gonna be, and they said you, but I was like, oh, Steve's
I
ineligible.
can't win.
But who do you think it's gonna be?
I feel like it's a toss up. It could be like 3 or 4 people, at least in my head. Depends on what they consider fan favorite worthy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people like Julie. A lot of people like Clint. Like I said, I can see a lot of people winning it.
Yeah,
I did tell them.
It really could go either way. I don't know.
Yeah. And then I asked, well, I guess I didn't ask Clint. Steve and Clint, is there anything you guys noticed watching that you didn't notice while playing? Like anything that was shocking to you?
No, I feel like everybody was just kind of like, being the same as they were in their confessionals. Is what I could tell. Yeah, except me.
I wouldn't say like it was different stuff that I noticed. It was more so just knowing the truth behind like what people say versus what they did, because I didn't know how people actually felt about each other. So the diary rooms were like eye-opening, because I'm like, oh, Gabe didn't trust Carly. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Stuff like that. To me, it was surprising just to see the different elements play out from what they actually feel versus what we see. Because in the game is different from the outsider perspective, because we don't know anything. We just basically playing the game. We're just going off of assumption the entire time. So
yeah, speaking of Gabe, were you shocked because like Carly, you didn't really trust Gabe either, but were you shocked that Gabe kind of felt the same way about you? Because he said he didn't trust you and you also didn't trust him. Was that like a surprise to you? Hi, Amby. Sorry, go ahead, Carly.
I guess I wasn't really shocked. I guess it was like something that wasn't super consequential in the game. So it kind of didn't matter when I found out.
But were you surprised? Like when you watched it, like was it like were you surprised or were you like not surprised?
Oh, I guess a little bit, but also I don't know what he said exactly because I haven't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen that episode. Well, basically, he's like, no, you've seen the. Basically,
It was
he
a
said,
confessional, I think. He was just like, I don't
Yeah.
really trust her, but it wasn't like it was like one comment. It wasn't like, it
Yeah.
didn't really continue
Yeah,
because he
that's
got
like
out.
not that bad. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like, I
exactly.
guess it's like, well, she's asking a lot of questions. I don't trust her. It's like, I guess it's like I wasn't like super bothered by it, but you know.
well, he said like, it was. He said you were. Adriana said something too about how you're making a lot of. They felt like you were making a lot of alliances with a lot of people, which you talked about in episode 3 or 4. That's exactly what you were doing. So.
Yeah, I guess it was true. So I guess it wasn't too bothersome. But yeah, I guess so. I guess it's like you realize in the confessionals that people are more onto you than it looks like they are, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's what I like about the confessionals is that like people like you get to like really sometimes you're really mean to some people and like with Chris and Tim, I'm sad we don't have either of them here. Because like Tim had no idea that Chris had a rivalry with him until the edited show, which is really funny to me. Like, did any of you realize like that Chris didn't like Tim or not didn't like him, but didn't trust him as much as he did? Was that like a surprise?
He said that to me like once or twice, but other people were just more strongly against him. That I warned him against Liv and Julie versus Chris because Chris said it like once. So to me, it wasn't like a huge deal, but it actually was probably the biggest deal because I guess Chris was the one prolonging the issue. Like he wanted him out, and I had no idea because Chris was just kind of playing the game, going with trying to stay alive. He never really expressed it to me, but I know when Carly won, Chris was sitting next to her on the couch, and he said this one thing, and I thought he was talking about me, but he was talking about Tim. He was like something about taking a shot now or something like that. I don't know how he worded it, but then that's when it clicked that Tim was the actual target for him. And then I was like, oh, I'm thinking Chris was, ready to turn on me. And I was like, oh, I'm so wrong. So it was that moment.
No, I remember that clip in the episode. That was interesting. That episode overall is like my favorite with Tim getting eliminated because like Clint, I think I think you were kind of like a wild card in that episode because Tim was the second one that had talked to you, but also Liv had nominated you. Like, do you remember why you ended up going with voting out Liv instead of voting out Tim?
Because I saw Liv was starting to win a lot of games recently, and I started to hear a lot of people, wanting to go for Tim, and I just kind of expected her to like, if we didn't get her out like now, there was a chance that she was gonna get like really far ahead because I feel like she was had a lot of teammates, like she was an easy person to like talk to and become friends with and team with. And I'm not about that.
Oh, okay. We have a question for Steve. Can you describe what the tarantula tastes like?
Keep in mind this was like 3 months ago, so I don't really remember, but I know that it was like I felt the hair, but for me the taste, it wasn't as bad as the beetle. No, it wasn't as bad as the scorpion. The scorpion was terrible. It tasted like vomit. The spider, it was just kind of dry, but it really wasn't that bad. Like it really wasn't. I would eat a spider 3 times versus a scorpion once. Like that was terrible. I literally almost threw up. It was so bad.
That's interesting. I can't believe this. I thought the spider would be the worst thing.
I thought so too, just based on like appearance. But the scorpion it was juicy, and it was like it just felt like I was eating everything the scorpion ate in its life cycle. Like it was terrible. It was so bad. So yeah, I would not eat another scorpion. I would eat another spider, but I wouldn't eat another scorpion.
That's interesting. Clint, you got to the beetle.
Yeah.
What did the beetle taste like? Because you were one of the only ones that actually like kind of had to spit it up. What
was-
exactly did it taste like?
It was like first just super crunchy, and then as you bit into it more, it was like, I don't know. All I could think about was just its guts, and that's like what I could like. That's I don't know. That's what all I was thinking about. It made me want to just die.
And
It was so bad.
I knew because I know you have a fear of spiders. I'm like, he's not gonna eat the spider. You didn't even make it to the spider.
Oh
But
hell no.
would you have tried the scorpion, or would you have been like, I'm out?
Oh no. I would have been out at that too. Like the crickets, they weren't that bad actually, but everything else, no.
The crickets weren't too bad. They just tasted like bitter. Because I tried the crickets. They were just like bitter chips. Honestly,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
we had to like go really fast, because it was a time thing. So I don't really remember what they taste like. I was just trying to,
Yeah, I mean, you have the
Yeah.
scorpion taste basically stuck in your mouth.
Yeah, that was. And then I didn't tell anybody this, but like, it was, I think, probably like 4 days after that, I ended up like vomiting because of that scorpion. Like I felt so bad, and I had to go to the ER, like literally to get my stomach pumped because I felt so bad. But I didn't say anything. I didn't tell anybody that because it was me. So I was like, all right, I'm at the ER, whatever. Get my stomach pumped.
I
was
didn't
good to
know
go.
that.
You got your
Yeah.
stomach pumped?
Yeah, I had to. It was literally I
Oh my
felt
gosh,
so
I'm
bad.
Sorry.
I felt so bad for so long
I
after that.
hope that wasn't caused by the scorpion, because I don't think Liv or Adriana experienced anything. Maybe it just hit your body differently.
I mean, it could have been a spider too, but I'm
True.
just gonna place all of it on the scorpion, to be honest, because that's the one that made me feel bad. Even when we went to Six Flags, I felt bad because like literally I felt so
Ooh.
bad.
Maybe
But it didn't start to kick in until like a few days after. But then I was fine after that. So it's just a story to tell my
maybe you're
kids.
allergic to like crustaceans or something.
Is
Have
a
you-
scorpion a
have you-
crustacean?
I think a scorpion. Yeah, I think.
Oh.
Wait, maybe not.
I
Carly,
don't
you
know
take
if it's in the
animal
crab
crossing.
family or not.
What did you say, Steve?
Are scorpions crustaceans?
Oh, I don't know.
A crustacean is crab-like, right? So I think it's something else. Just don't know the word right now. But
That's interesting.
whatever.
I knew you had gotten sick, but I didn't know you had to go. I'm just gonna assume you had ate something bad. I'm not gonna put that on me. They were saying
it doesn't
I had
matter. That's
done
why I
so
didn't say
much-
anything, because it's not
Well,
like
I had done so much research to make sure that those things were safe to eat. They were like a bunch of people were reviewing them. Like people were eating them, so I'm like, okay, they must be okay. So I mean, oops, sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I really like it's fine.
I mean, Steve isn't used to eating spiders. None of us are. So
That
I
is
don't-
true.
Yeah,
It makes sense that it would
exactly.
upset someone's
And
stomach.
most of the reviews are probably people that just they sit around and eat insects and arachnoids and stuff. Like they probably, you know what I mean. So nobody's gonna write a review and say, "Oh, I wanted to try this, so I did, and it was wonderful." Like, no, it's not. It's probably not. You're not gonna see that. These are experienced people that eat this stuff because they want to.
Literally, people just I don't know how people can just eat that stuff, but also Ray says he stands you, Steve.
Oh, thanks, Ray. I stand you too. This is a heart.
And then Carly, you only had eaten like I asked you this question. Also, Ray says Clint was a good villain. So there you go, Clint.
Thanks.
So Carly, I ask you this all the time, but I'm just gonna ask it on live. Do you think you would have eaten anything? Like, would you have eaten the beetle, the scorpion? Like, how far do you think you would have gone if you had made it past the cricket?
I don't know. The thing is, like, I probably would have eaten. Like, the thing is, like, maybe I would have been too grossed out. I think it's just like better that I wasn't in the position that I felt pressure to do so, because like I would have felt pressure to make myself sick, and it's probably okay that didn't happen, because that sounds like a bad experience. Obviously, that's what Steve went through. Steve got sick, so
I
like,
mean,
it's
yeah,
okay
it
that
wasn't.
didn't happen for me.
It is what it is. Like I knew what I signed up for, so whatever happened, happened.
You with that medal challenge, I didn't show it too much on camera, but Steve literally was like he hated me. Like the looks he was giving me.
So annoyed. Like Only
Like-
because I just felt like I did so much that entire day, and the last challenge was physical. I was like, how the hell am I gonna make it through this? So I was so annoyed. Like, and then when I lost, I was like, all of this for nothing. That's how I felt. I was like, oh shit, I might be losing right here. So yeah, I was pretty mad.
I'm happy that it was at least for something.
Yeah,
Especially after going through all that.
and
That's
Clint
terrible.
and Chris, they killed that. Like even if I was in my best shape, I don't think I would have lasted even longer. No, it was not gonna happen. Like that was like, I'm glad I got to see that in person, because it was like a cinematic. That shit was good.
Yeah, no, that challenge was intense. I thought Steve was out. I really did.
The rest of the day, I could not put my arm down or put it
I
above
believe
my
you,
head.
because I was in so much pain after that. Even like I wasn't in pain just because of that one challenge. I literally put my body to the test the entire day, and we all did. But I feel like I went into like triple overdrive for no reason. I literally was just throwing my body everywhere. So yeah, I felt really bad after that. But I mean, it was just everything piling up. Like, I ate the bugs. I was running all over the place. I was failing at the puzzles, the easy ass puzzles that I could not do for some reason. And it's just mental, physical, emotional. Everything was like, it was yeah.
You pushing the puzzle pieces,
Oh,
like mixing them all up.
Oh, it's not one of my best moments at
Oh
all.
my God.
It was so hard for me to watch that, because I knew what I did, but I didn't realize until like, I think I was like one piece off, and I was like, oh, the puzzle piece is all the way over there. So, and then I did it again.
Yeah, I feel like you had mixed up like the way Adriana and Carly were like positioned. They looked like, I feel like you could.
It looked like the same puzzle though.
pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were the color scheme was kind of the same. So
yeah,
I mixed up 1 and 2, and then I mixed up 2 and 3, and then after that I learned my lesson. I was like, well, I should probably not shove the puzzle pieces. Honestly, I should have started from the other side, where like, because the last puzzle was more spaced out than the rest, kind of. But I went around and I started with the first one for some reason. So maybe if I would have started with the first one, I wouldn't have like shoved them not thinking about it, because I really wasn't thinking about it. I'm thinking like, okay, every second matters. I could lose this by 1 second because I've seen it happen before. So I'm like, well, I don't want to be like, if I try to take my time and it's like, oh, you lost by 1 second, I would literally not live that up for the rest of my life. I would be so depressed. So, and I feel for you, Carly, because I know you lost for 2 seconds, and that literally that has to be tough.
I'm gonna say something before. I don't know if my dad's already left, but I love you and I miss you, Dad.
Yeah, losing by 2 seconds, especially when like that's never happened before, where like somebody lost by 2 seconds and that caused them to get eliminated. So like to see that happen, like sucks. Like, because every other season it happened, the person was safe. They both were safe, so it didn't change anything. But the fact that like both people were nominated, that sucks. Also, Ambi says she loves clumsy Clint. Yeah, poor Clint. Clumsy Clint. Don't make that a thing. Clint's literally. He was asking why I had to put in a bunch of different angles and why I did it so many.
Oh my God! When I was watching that finale, we got to that part, I literally busted out laughing. Like you just kept playing it over and over. It was just in slow mo of him falling. I'm just looking like.
We had it in 4 different angles, and each angle showed a different part. So I'm like, I have to show them all.
Even the camera shaking on the table, like literally everything was perfect. That was so funny.
I wonder if I can screen share and play really quickly for Carly, because.
Oh yeah, you need to see that, Carly. That was, oh my God.
Hold on, let me pull it up really quickly. It was a high stress situation.
Yeah, like I wanted to stop and just be like, "Are you okay?" But then I couldn't because Chris was beating me already. I was like, "Oh, I need to keep going."
Oh, I spilled Chris's cup. Oh my God, I wanted to walk home. At least it was only the beginning, though.
Yeah, it wasn't really that much water in there yet.
Yeah, it was a very close race. Also, Carly's dad asked, how long of a day was the entire season? It was 8 hours, I think. 9 hours.
Yeah,
We started
what
at.
had like a what we have like an hour break or 30 minutes. I don't remember.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we were short for time, so there wasn't much of a break. Also,
Mhm.
Carly, your dad says that he loves you. Yeah, it was. We started at everyone had to get there. Okay, the early start time just so we could like end earlier. So like we had to get there really early in the morning. I literally was up at 3 or 4 in the morning. So like I didn't get any sleep either. At least the contestants could kind of like get there at 6. But yeah, we started at 6. We ended at like 3. So we didn't actually start filming till 7
I think
though.
it was
So
later than 3. Was it? I thought it was
maybe
like
it was
4 or 5.
yeah, maybe it was
Yeah, I
like
thought it was
maybe
like
it was
that.
4.
It was
Yeah,
later. It was later than
It was
3, I know
definitely
for sure.
later.
Yeah, luckily I don't think we ever were like pressed for time, so that was good. Oh wait, I was gonna pull up Clint falling. Sorry, Clint.
This is a good interesting fact about like I guess the BBTG people. I was literally in a house during this, y'all, so I could not check my phone. I was in a tier 6 house and I was freaking out because I mean I was gonna lose the house anyway, but like I had no time to like talk to people because I was like we were filming, so I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get out.
I know when you got put into a house, I'm like, oh man.
I was so mad. I was like, why today? Why now?
All right. That was crazy. Oop. Okay, let me share my screen. Doop, doop, doop. Okay. Whoa, okay.
Oh no, bro.
Wait. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but
it's really low. Well, I don't think I can hear it at all, but
That really did shake the camera. That's funny.
yeah, you see the camera? The tiki torch that fell down and everything.
Yeah.
Not the tiki.
That's pretty good.
Kirsten, that's funny. Oh my god. My favorite is
And Steve just gets out of there.
My
Steve just
reaction, I was
runs away.
like, oh my god. And I was like,
yes.
Then my
it's
brain
somebody-
kicked in. I was like, you gotta keep going. What are you doing?
Steve was like, whoa, okay, anyway, and then kept running.
Yeah.
What did we have for lunch that day?
Burgers.
Burgers, yeah. My dad made
Burgers
everyone
and-
burgers.
What else was it?
I think I had a hot dog.
Yeah, I just kind of slammed up burgers. I had like 3. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I think I might have had like a burger and a hot dog. And I remember it was really good, but I think I was really
Yeah, it was really good though. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really have like a lunch. It was like a dinner. I think we had donuts for everyone when they got there.
We had
Mhm.
a lunch. We had a
There was
whole-
some. Yeah, that was.
Oh wait, maybe that was lunch. Yeah, that was.
We
lunch.
remember we took a break like at Final 5, I believe.
Yeah, it was right after Liv got eliminated that we took.
Yeah, and then they all came back up, like can talk, but they were there too. But then we had lunch, and then they went back down.
Yeah, I guess that was lunch. Yeah, I was wondering what time that was around, but yeah, that was around noon. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
that's like
probably like
so far into
noon
the shoot.
to 1 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was the halfway point in the game, I guess, numbers wise.
Yeah, that's usually when that's when we had lunch for season 3. It was right
I think I think I remember asking if there was going to be anything where we were like running right after lunch. So that's why I like, ate a good amount because I was like, you said that there wasn't going to be, so I was like, okay, I feel good having a good amount of food, so I don't feel like sick. Like I don't like eat a bunch and then have to run.
Yeah. Did I tell you there was no more running things?
Well, I think I asked if like the next challenge we were going to be running. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. What was the challenge after that? I think it was
the
pinatas, which that was a lot of running.
Yeah.
So I guess I lied.
Yeah, it was that.
Oh wow. I don't know why.
I don't know why I thought it was the Coliseum one, but it wasn't. If it was Final Four, like if we took the break after Liv got out, then it was the pinata. But if we took it before she got out, it was
after. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, I think Liv. I really don't remember.
I want to say that she was still in, but she might have not been in. I don't know.
Well, I remember because I edited the footage, and like right after Liv got eliminated, my dad called everyone up for dinner. So
that's probably why it was very recent. So
yeah, like we didn't even get a shot of her going down the stairs because my dad had jumped.
And I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. It makes sense.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah, the pinata challenge. I didn't realize you guys were gonna be running that much. Like, I don't think I showed it that much. You guys were. So
now that I'm thinking about it,
I was done.
I didn't really run for that challenge. I was tired.
I was full out.
It's probably because I ate a bunch of food.
I was like literally out of breath. Like
I wasn't running. I was just kind of jogging because I was exhausted.
I know. Well, Steve thought that everyone was gonna target him, so he was like, bucking it.
My thought process, because that honestly, the Final Four, that challenge is like, to me, the pinatas is set up for you to like, if you were thinking, if I was the biggest threat and like, oh, this is the point where you're like, oh, I want to win for myself. Everybody could easily y'all could have had one conversation and been like, oh, well, this is probably the best time for us to put all the reds in Steve's thing. So I'm like, well, that could be possible. So I'm like, I'm just going to go all out and get every blue I can find. So that's what I did.
Yeah,
just to negate the red, because I didn't know anything, so I was just I'm just going.
Instead, Chris was betraying Carly by putting.
And that was the surprising part right there. I did not know that he was putting reds in hers. I didn't know that.
But
he put reds in everybody's though. I did.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's what's interesting. I don't think Chris, because I asked Chris, I'm like, oh, who were you putting red candies in? And he said, oh, I was mixing it up. So I'm like, okay,
yeah,
he doesn't even realize that he betrayed Carly, but on Carly's end, she felt betrayed, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. And poor Chris, I was hoping I don't think he's gonna be able to make it, which sucks, but I kind of wanted to ask him about that. And I think Clint's Wi-Fi died again. So
classic Clint.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey, sorry.
Welcome back.
Did your Wi-Fi die again?
Yeah.
I figured you froze for a second, so.
Yeah, I saw everybody else freeze, and I was like, "Oh, there it is."
All right.
We were talking about the candies.
Oh yeah.
I was telling him that it was surprising that Chris put candies in Carly's to me because I didn't know he was in the moment. Yeah.
That actually shocked me too.
That challenge was funny because it wasn't funny, but everyone was teaming up on Chris after he was playing this middle game. So everyone smashes his pinata first, and I just thought that was funny. Yeah, because did you put Clint? I don't think did you put any reds in Steve's? Because you didn't hit Steve's at all. Yeah,
I only put one in his, and it was at the very last second. Only because I wanted to make sure that I won. That was it. And I was like, let me just slide a red in here just in case. And that was the only time.
When I dumped out your pinata and it was literally just all blues, I'm like,
I didn't really go for reds. I think I went for a red in retaliation. When Chris put one in mine, I put 3 in his. But then after that, I was like, whatever. So I went for mostly blues until the last second. And then that's when I put one in Clint's because I noticed nobody else was. So I was like, well, I'll just put one in there just in case. I don't know how many he had. So even if he would have won, I would have been fine. But, it's the Final Four.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mostly focused on blues also. I just wasn't as fast. And then once I saw Chris putting reds in mine, I was like, okay, well, I'm scared and intimidated now. So I went and put reds in everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about, let's see. So Clint, you were almost okay. So when you were nominated for that first episode, did you feel like you were about to get eliminated, or were you actually shocked that it was unanimous to save Angelica, or to save you?
I mean, I kind of had a feeling that I was gonna get out pretty quickly, but at the same time, I was I don't know. I had a little hope but I was super shocked to see how she got like just about almost all of them, or about all of them. Wait, I don't remember. Didn't I get one, or was
No,
it was
she
just
got.
all
You
her?
didn't get a single vote that time.
Yeah, she got.
That-
It was 7-0.
I think that
I
was the
was-
only. I
Yeah,
think that was the only unanimous. I'm pretty sure. I don't think anybody else went out with all votes except for her. Because everybody else had at least one
yeah,
vote.
and Steve, as the host, decided to tell her that.
I had to. It's part of the
Oh,
game.
I felt so bad. I remember that.
And
though.
you're
I
like,
did-
and
I
also, nobody voted for you to stay. So
did.
Listen.
I think he worded it slightly different, but it was still like a
I
punch.
think I said,
no,
and just for the, I think I
Yeah.
said just for the record, they all were for
Yeah, it
Angelica.
was that right there. It was like, just for the record, they all voted
Well,
for you.
I had to listen. I'm just the messenger. Someone could have thrown a rogue.
I didn't know it was gonna be unanimous. Nobody knew it.
I mean, I can't really complain because I did really advocate for that because I had felt guilty for like setting Clint up in the challenge before. So I felt guilty. So I was like, okay, well maybe like I can save him to make him feel better. And then I did, and he was plotting against me the whole time, but
He did vote to keep you in the final four, so. But then he summoned Tim, which is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I had a question to ask. Oh yeah, Carly, how different do you think things would have been if you had campaigned for Clint to go instead of Angelica to stay?
I guess it's hard to say because I really don't know how Angelica would have played. And I don't know what it would be like with me and Tim because I know that Angelica and Tim were like pretty good with each other. And I'm surprised that Tim would vote her out.
He said because him and Chris were both going to vote out Clint, but they didn't want to make waves, so they just voted with the majority. Oh wait, I have a question for Clint. Why did you choose Tim to come up from the basement?
It's a good question. I don't know. As soon as I was asked that question, the first name that came in my head was Tim. So I was like, you know what? Give me Tim.
That's no one else.
Probably the second name that came to my mind was Gabe. But
That would have been funny though.
What
Yeah.
was the? I guess like was there like, was it just the name that came to your head, or was there like
I
an
think-
idea of what you wanted to do like strategically with that?
I don't know. I think because we did work a tiny bit. I think he did have like my back.
Yeah, I remember you said you thought that he was gonna vote out Chris. The funny thing is,
Yeah.
if you had chosen any other eliminated contestant, I think they would have voted out Chris. I think you chose the one person that would have voted out Carly. Is the funny thing because I think Liv would have voted out Chris. Probably Gabe would have been up in the air, I think, and who knows what Angelica would have done. I mean, Julie would have voted out. Actually, who knows, honestly. A lot of those people were on both your sides, so it was a lot of your allies. Adriana would have kept you, for sure. Adriana would have kept you, Carly.
She would have kept you because you kept her. You were the only one to keep her when she went
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
So you would have had her vote to win regardless, I think, next to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's... Tim goes home with a power, then Carly goes home with the power. It's funny.
It worked out.
Yeah, it worked out for Steve.
That was funny. It was crazy. Just witnessing that, like that could have been me. So I feel for both of them. I was like, that sucks. But in my head, I'm like, I'm closer to the end. So I
like,
feel
all right.
bad, but I'm like, well, this kind of works out for me. So
How was it a power when Tim got voted? Because what happened was that it was a tie. It wasn't a power.
Well, basically what happened was, so Liv got the power to like cancel someone's vote.
and
So-
there were 3
and-
votes at first.
Yeah, and it was 2-1, and then her canceling it made a tie.
Mm-hmm.
And if she hadn't done that, Tim would have been safe.
Yep. Because
So
me and Clint voted together, and then I think it was Chris.
yeah,
Chris voted the other way,
Tim,
so
yeah,
it would have been a different result.
yeah. Tim had gotten so many ticket advantages, and like that was the only time he didn't get it, and it sent him out the door. That's one of my favorite episodes.
I think he got the majority of them. He got at least 4.
Yeah, I think
or 3.
Because
I got 2.
Yeah, he got the anonymous nominee one. He got the immunity one, and then I think and then after that you got the advantage in the coin challenge.
The Rome one, and then I got the one after, or one at Final Four, or something like that. So because I gave it to Clint so he could summon.
Yeah,
10.
that was Final 5. Yeah.
Right.
No, Clint actually got that power all on his own.
Wait, did he?
You gave him the double vote.
Oh, that's what I gave him. Okay. I know I gave him something. I was like, I know. So I did win 2. I just had the 2 mixed up.
Yeah, Clint got that one all on his own. And it's interesting because I had not, like, when I had planned for, like, the summon vote, I hadn't anticipated for, like, the person that got that to be the sole vote.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's interesting because I don't know if I would do the same thing next if I would have bring that back. Like, if, let's say, Carly had won the puzzle and Clint was on the block, then that would have really changed the game because he would have summoned, let's say he summoned Tim. Tim votes to keep Clint. Carly votes out Chris. Well, who knows what Carly would have done because she felt betrayed by Chris. But I would have saved Clint, you know. But since Clint was already saved, it's interesting. Sometimes I didn't anticipate for that to happen. It's supposed to like help you if you're on the block. Basically, it's the main point of those powers. Same thing with the one that Liv won, which ended up.
That did help her. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody could have won that. Tim could have gotten it and would have just canceled out the one vote that he had.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, another question. A lot of people. Okay, let's talk about the shopping cart challenge because you brought it up earlier with Julie, Carly, with Clint. Do you? I guess like do you feel pretty like do you feel bad about like that? Like, do you still feel bad about that, or do you like not really like looking back? Do you kind of understand? Why you did it? Maybe when you helped Julie win the challenge.
Do I feel bad about doing that?
Yeah.
I feel like I made up for it, and also bye, Dad. But I feel like I don't feel guilty about doing that because I literally made up for it and made it so Clint didn't go home. So
yeah,
I don't feel any type of way about it. Like I feel bad for Angelica. I feel bad for Angelica. So I mean that's I feel bad about that, but at the same time it's like I would like after having helped Julie, like I would have been doing something bad to someone else. Like I just set myself up, I guess, to do something bad to someone else like right away.
Yeah. I wonder if Angelica watched it and just saw everyone campaigning against her. I wonder how she feels about that. I mean, hey, Clint did fight really hard to be in the game. And they ended up getting the final 3, so.
Yeah, and me campaigning against her was like nothing personal. It was just like me compensating for feeling like I had done something like mean and unfair to Clint by teaming up on him.
Do you feel like do you feel like if someone had done that to you, do you think would you have like been pretty upset about it? Like let's say like Clint had teamed up with Julie against you. Do you feel like that would have affected how you like saw Clint and Julie?
I think it would have made me upset at them, or it would have made me feel like kind of what's singled out, and also the fact that he was trying to like literally fight to like save himself in that challenge, because that was like a challenge to save a person from the block. Like I would have felt really singled out, so that's the reason I felt so guilty about it.
Yeah, I mean you made it up for Clint, so I mean Clint, you hold no hard feelings. I mean you ended up getting farther than her, so yeah, it's just funny because like we had never had like challenges before where people like helped out other people, so to like see that along with like the star challenge, none of you helped out anybody, or like Steve kind of helped out Tim, but like Julie was giving out pieces to like she gave out pieces to Adriana and Chris. Like she was trying to help people win. We've never seen that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
before.
It was the first challenge. Well, I guess technically second, but the first one didn't really count. one with the stamps. That was the first or whatever. But it was the first like ruler. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, if I can't win, so at that point, I knew Tim had my back just because we both stamped. So I'm like, okay, if I can help him as best as I can, then I will. So when I got stuck on finding threes, I just kept telling him like, there's a 3 over here by the fridge, or like I was asking him like, have you seen any 5s or 4s? And he had told me where like I think a 4 was or something, and I had told him where a 3 was. So it was like, but Liv had killed the comp, like she killed it.
A lot of people were really close to winning. I think.
Yeah.
Steve,
I had a very good
Tim,
start, but I was stuck on the damn 3s. That's what happened. But it's kind of good that I didn't win that, though. I'm glad I didn't win that, and I'm glad I didn't win the second one because it would have just put a target on my back too early. So, at least in my head.
Yeah, I mean, who do you think you would have nominated if you had won that? Like, definitely Angelica.
Honestly, I would have probably did the same thing that Liv did, only because I feel like from the socialization that we did the first round, they were kind of the consensus of the people that people didn't feel like they didn't know where they stood. So it would have been an easy move for me. And I don't like making easy moves, but like so early in that game, I would have had to just been like, oh, I talked to y'all the least, because that's just kind of how you play the game at the beginning. You don't want to make nothing too personal. You don't want to show your cards. So I would have been like, well, probably, I know for a fact I probably would have still put Angelica. I don't know about Clint, but probably.
Yeah, what about Julie? Julie was talking a lot.
Yeah. I always saw Julie as a win threat. I always saw her as the person that could beat me at the end of the game just from the first 5 minutes because of her personality. So I was like, I would have probably, I don't know, because now you got to take into account the fact that people were helping each other and stuff. Like I wouldn't have put her up until later on, like I did, because she wouldn't have went. I wouldn't have the votes or nothing. So probably, I probably would have did the same thing Liv did. At least for the first one.
Clint, also, if you had won that first challenge, do you think you would have nominated Gabe like right off the bat, or do you think you would have like actually kept him safe because he actually was somebody that was talking to you, or do you feel like you would have done it right off the bat?
Probably done it right off the bat just to be funny.
I've always wondered that. I'm like, would Clint have actually nominated Gabe? But
man. Then I'd probably text him like after the show, be like, dude, I'm so sorry. It was all for satire.
Oh my god. I wish you had won at least one ruler. I think it would have been, especially an early one. That would have been so chaotic. So you could actually like not nominate some like big people. That would have been crazy. That would have been really funny. Do you know who you would have? Do you think, Carly, you would have nominated Tim right off the bat, or do you feel like you and Tim were good at first? I don't think you guys really had like a rivalry episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, we were fine. Like everything was fine. It was just like a matter of other people, because I had said when I became ruler, I was saying like either I'm gonna get Steve or I'm gonna get Tim out, because I saw them as people that weren't being as chummy with me, I guess is the way to say that. Like, they're being a little bit more distant and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, like they've got their own thing going on. So like I was gonna do that. So it was just like, okay, like Steve saved himself. So I was like, okay, so it's Tim.
And do you think episode 1? Who do you think you would have nominated in that first episode? Like would you have nominated Clint? Or you'd probably would have nominated Angelica because she wasn't really talking to anybody. But who do you think you would have nominated in episode 1, where like nobody had taken a shot at anybody yet?
I think I would have probably nominated. I don't know. It's like I guess it's like hard on the first episode because you don't want to like go after the big people and then like be a big target, but also at the same time it's like it's a good opportunity to get rid of people that you think are a threat. And I just like. I guess I had like a lot of people that I saw as potential allies at that point, so it would have been kind of hard to choose. So I have no idea who.
Yeah, it's very hard to say. Very hard because we don't know anything. It's so early in the game. So you don't even know who's your biggest threat. Like I'm sure I was the biggest question mark for everybody because they didn't know what I would be able to do. I was never I wasn't the big strong hunk. I wasn't the brainiac. I was just somewhere in between where I could use everything that I had to get out of the situation. So,
But I
Yeah.
think that everybody's a question in the beginning. Like,
yeah,
I don't think that
yeah.
you're threatened by everybody. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, the only thing is that, like, I was like, okay, well, Chris and I stamped each other's things, so anybody that's just not Chris, probably.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt about Tim. It's literally this, it's the same thing. You have to go based on what you have right now in that moment. Later on, of course, your targets shift and you play the game differently. But at the beginning, you don't want to piss too many people off. So going for somebody that everybody's going for is probably the best thing to do. Even if you don't really want to do it yourself, then I guess at that point, don't win. But
Yeah, I was just thinking. I think Liv winning, because Liv was kind of in like a unique position because like she had arrived late. She hadn't really talked to too many people. I think like she was actually one of the more prime people to win because I feel like if most people had won, she probably would have got put up, and also she got to like take out some people, which is like it's funny because like she got no stamps and she was one of the only people along with Clint and Angelica, and even though she could relate to Clint and Angelica not getting stamps, she just put them up with which I think is kind of funny.
I think
but
it
it was smart for her.
Yeah.
It was very smart for her, actually. Like dissecting it now, it makes perfect sense for her to be like, well, my best chance of getting numbers in this game is to not go after the
people got
I guess the more prime people or popular, if you count the stamps. I don't know, but like I told you, I would have probably did the same thing, especially if I didn't get any stamps. I would have been like, well, I don't know. I might have been a little emotional about like getting no stamps. I probably been like, forget everybody. I have no loyalties. I would have probably just put up people that talk to me first, like Clint. I mean,
to be fair, I think the people that didn't get stamps, no offense, Clint, you were really quiet at first. I watched, like, when I was like sitting there watching everyone talk, Angelica, Clint, Liv, all were in their little corner, like kind of doing their own thing. They were talking to each other. They weren't talking to anybody else.
After I noticed I got no stamps, that's when I was like, all right, I'm going to go talk to Gabe more, start branching out a tiny bit, then I talked to Chris and Chin.
You did, definitely, in that first episode. Like, I feel like that's something, no offense to Angelica, I feel like she didn't adapt to the situation. I think she just kind of like accepted her fate. Yes, Carly?
It literally wasn't her fault. She literally didn't show up on time because she was expecting a ride from somebody that
is also
which
true.
Literally wasn't her fault.
That is also true.
No, that
plays a big factor because we did talk. Like we weren't talking game before the game started, but like we were kind of
getting to know each other.
It's like, everybody's like, it's so early. I'm so tired, and you don't understand how far small conversations like that can carry. Because Gabe was sitting next to me the whole time. And in my head, I'm like, I want to take this kid to the end of the game because we were hitting it off, like laughing and everything. So like that, like those small interactions, they actually do go a long way. So she was kind of disadvantaged at the beginning, and I honestly forgot about that. I really did. I did forget that she arrived late because of that.
I know, which that sucked. But let's say, for example, let's say she did show up on time. Do you think it would have? Do you think honestly she would have kind of opened up?
I don't know.
I literally, the thing about it is that literally I never interacted with her at all because she was voted off immediately. Then when I went down to the basement, she was asleep. So it's like I have no idea anything about her personality. I cannot make that at all.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, here's the thing. I understand that like it sucks the position she's in. But when she had gotten there, there was still like some time before we'd actually started. She could have
probably like a few minutes. Yeah. But like you said,
like we were still.
Her and Clint. Remember, like we were sitting in the like couches and then chairs across. They both were in that right corner. Her and Clint were just in that corner, just sitting, not talking to anybody. So I did notice that, and I'm like in my head, I'm already thinking about the game. I'm like, well, they might be in trouble. Like that was just the first thing I thought of. I was like, they're not talking to anybody. That might be a bad thing. So when Liv won and put them up, I was like, well, this makes perfect sense. She probably saw the same thing I saw, that they were probably the easy way out, at least for the first cycle, to not, piss too many people off.
And I tried to talk to Clint in the beginning. Like I complimented his pants, and because he wasn't talking to anybody, and I felt bad. It was like, okay, he's not talking to anybody. He's shy.
Yeah, that's
he's
how
nervous. So then
he was the villain the whole time.
Apparently, if I had done that 10 minutes earlier, it would have been the biggest mistake I had made in the game.
I think
That was his plan the whole time, just to
yeah.
lurk in the
Yeah.
Oh,
shadows.
that's so true though. Like
It
if you
literally
had
was
to,
his plan the entire
I
time.
was just sitting there looking around. I was like, oh, come on, please, someone just come up and talk to me. I need a target.
And I started to,
Oh my
but
gosh.
something was like, nah. But then after I was like, after you got nominated, I was like, okay, I could probably talk to him now because it just felt like you were kind of warming up a little bit more. So I was like, okay, maybe, you know.
yeah.
What
Well, I
if
think-
nobody initiated a conversation with Clint like the whole game?
The entire
He
game.
talked to Clint the whole
Bruh,
time.
he would have took himself
I would
out.
be very sad. I'd be like, damn, okay, guys.
Well, I'm glad that we got his first interaction on camera so that we can have him introduce the game and then him to turn to the camera and be like, bye game. Like, so that's why I'm happy no one that
He said,
talked
I'm
to
voting
Clint.
him out first. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
that was so good.
Yeah,
But
it
like
was-
the whole point of the icebreaker chapter was like, I get she missed out on a lot of the pre-gaming. It was like 20 minutes of pre-gaming, but whatever. She had missed out on the pre-gaming, but let's say Tim had won. Why are you making faces at me? She did. But let's say for example, Tim had won ruler. She
Mhm.
was safe. She wasn't gonna get
Mhm.
nominated because Tim liked her. So like it just
yeah,
she
but
didn't
he
have-
was
she didn't
probably
make-
the only one. He was probably the
Probably.
only one that would have kept her safe.
Unfortunately.
And that was
probably,
because of the icebreaker, because I know that they talked to each other. Because I remember in rotation, I don't know if I talked to her or not. I think I did, but I know I talked to Tim in that icebreaker, and he had just came from talking to her. So
yeah.
I was taking mental notes. I'm like, okay, they just talked to them, like in my head. So I'm like, I'm watching everything. So I knew that they talked. So like I said, he was probably the only person that probably would have
That would have
saved her.
saved her.
The
yeah.
only.
Yeah, and like I said before, like that's the thing is it's like we cannot say really anything about the Angelica situation because
Mhm.
we know nothing like about
Exactly.
like how she played the game. She did not get a chance at all, so I can't
Mhm.
say whether
Mhm.
I
she
know.
would have been a threat.
It's
either
very
way. That's what
situational
I'm
because
saying, you know?
that 20 minutes that she missed or however long it was, that could have made a huge difference. In even though Clint did not talk in those 20 minutes either,
Yeah.
really, like he
exactly.
didn't, but like I don't know, it's so situational. She might have not even been on the block next to him. It could have been Chris because Chris was kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
think
do
Chris
admit
was-
I'm pretty shy at first for like a good few minutes.
You did open up on camera though. Like you could tell, like literally episode like 2 and beyond, you started talking to way more people. Like you could tell that you were like, "Ooh, I'm in danger. I need to do better." Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Chris would have been in danger too with most
Chris
people.
was
I
very
think-
quiet at the beginning. Yeah, I didn't even get to talk to him until I want to say the second episode. Like
Yeah,
we didn't even like we had this mutual understanding, like we were good, but like I never got a deep conversation out of him until after. Like towards the end of the game, I'm like, hold on, Chris was actually kind of with me the whole time, and that was one of the things that I missed. So I'm glad I didn't like want to go after him or nothing because that could have, that could have.
I guess it's good that he didn't make that obvious for his alliance with me because we were
you're right.
having our thing. So if he had made it obvious that he had been talking to you after you had, like, you and I kind of had our thing, like I feel like that would have been bad. So it kind of makes sense. Like
yeah, but honestly, going into Final Five, I knew that he was in the middle. I thought Liv was in the middle at first, but I felt Liv was leaning more towards you only because she had just almost been voted out by me, but she didn't even realize. But I just kind of assumed that she knew she got 2 votes and one was canceled because But I guess she thought I kept her because I think that's what Steve was telling me. So I felt really bad after that because I was like, I wanted to, but I didn't know where she was in the game.
The only person that she was ever really going after was
Tim.
Yeah, but how real was that? Only because I'm saying that because they had a predefined relationship before that. So she might have been telling us that she would have went after him, but she had 2 chances and she didn't take them. So
that is true.
The factor too. She had 2 chances, she didn't take them.
Yeah, that's what was strange. That's what I was like trying to figure out with her. I'm like, when was the point where you were like, we need to get Tim out? Because like it was so like abrupt, I feel. Because she was saving him, and all of a sudden it was like, we need Tim out. It's like, what? When did that happen? Like, because Tim thought everyone was good with him, is what I learned from Tim. Tim was too naive. Like he was like, oh, I like Carly, I like Chris, I like Liv, and those were literally the 3 people that were.
I literally had to warn him. I warned him so many times. I was like, these people are gunning for you. Like I kept telling him, I was like, they're after you. But I guess it didn't click in his head that
he didn't try like whenever there was social time.
He was getting tickets.
He was getting tickets.
He was literally getting tickets. So yeah, I understand. If I wasn't working with him, he would have been out. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand because he didn't really try to build the bonds that he needed to get himself out of trouble if it ever
He was
happened.
like, I
was
know
banking on
everybody
tickets.
here. I'm good.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
banking on tickets and being able to save himself in a competition or something. I don't know, but you know, yeah, I do. Yeah, I feel like he lacked the social part for sure.
Exactly.
But he probably made one of the best moves in the game, putting Gabe up secretly, because I didn't even know that. That was the shock
That
for
was
me.
that was very scandalous, and it definitely put a target on his back because Julie like figured it out right away.
Julie knew instantly, but I had
it was
no
scandalous.
idea.
It was good. It was good
Yeah.
entertainment. We were like shocked. It was like, who put up Gabe? I don't know. I'd always
And
be
Julie
like,
was like 10.
I was super surprised, but by Gabe being put up, but at the same time, like looking at it in hindsight, obviously it's like Gabe and I weren't as good of allies as I guess I thought we were at the time because we seemed to be in the same kind of group.
Y'all were on the same side, but like y'all never had a.
But we weren't. We
Yeah,
weren't on the same
exactly.
side. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Those first few episodes are interesting because it's interesting to see like because there's so many people and so many relationships to like juggle and deal with. Like even like I'm like thinking like, oh, what would this person do if this happens? Like who knows? Like honestly, like it's just first episode, everyone probably would have nominated you, Clint. I'm sorry. I mean, it just seems like that's probably what would have happened, unfortunately. But you put yourself in a better position, clearly.
Yeah, and he started the case of if you help me, I'll help you, and then that's all you kept seeing when people were on the block. They were like,
yeah.
I'll scratch your back if you scratch me. I literally heard that like 10 times. And I was like, y'all, it doesn't work anymore. I was like, Clint already cracked the code.
But I was like I'd be like, I was creative about how I said that.
Yeah,
but there was a lot
yours
of
is
like,
different.
oh,
Yeah,
we're
for
allies.
sure.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
It was just a lot of, oh, you helped me a lot in this game. And it was just so nice. Like, I love it, but like, you got to come a little bit harder.
It's a game.
Now.
Like, it's obviously like I think that there's some level where you have to do that a little bit, but the truth is like it is very fake. Like, but that's part of the game. Yeah. Like playing up. It's like, oh, we're so nice to everybody. I don't know. Like I was definitely fake, and people were more on to me than I thought. But at the same time, it was working for a while. So, and I mean, the thing is, even with people that I was like that were catching on to me being fake, there were people that ended up liking me for the most part. Like, or ended up being people that probably would have voted for me in the end. In some cases, like
you would have had my vote for sure.
Yeah, like
no
some
question.
people.
You would have had my vote for sure, no question. That's why I knew I had to get you out. I was like, this girl's gonna beat me. If she gets to the end, I gotta get her. So when the vote tied, I was like,
that's why I was going after you though. You were
yeah, we probably felt the same way. Yeah, I know we felt the same way. Like for sure, it was me or you at the end that was probably gonna get that jury. So.
Yeah, very interesting.
Clint and Chris made it far. You know, they really fought for it in their own more sneaky ways.
Like we almost got that final two. That would have been a big shock to everyone if that happened.
Like
I would have been mad only if I lost at third, but it would have been on me, not on you know what I mean? Like because it comes down to competitions. I made the mistake in the puzzle. I fell first in the middle. Like it would have been my fault. I would have been happy for both of them because of how hard that they fought at the end. Like I would have been impressed, you know. So either way, I don't even know how I would have voted, to be honest. Like
it would have been
between those two. I don't know what I would have done because I feel like they both played kind of the same kind of way, even though Chris wasn't as villainous, I guess, if you want to say. They both played under the radar, but they saved everything they had in the tank until like the last. You know what I mean? So it was very impressive that they were able to like hide the fact that they were actually like pretty good at everything because they did come in second and third in a lot of stuff. And I did notice that, but you know,
everyone really worked their ass off. Even like obviously Steve was winning everything, but like everyone was getting really close. Like Carly got second, like
she did
3 times, I think. Like, there was everyone was like a really good competitor. And I think Chris had just put his all into it from the beginning. I really feel like he would have won.
He would have won a bunch of more stuff. I think at least. I know he would have won the medal, the Rome one, the one that I won. I think because I went against Chris. That was my first matchup. Yeah, that was my first matchup against him. He almost beat me. So if he was trying 100%, I feel like he would have beat me straight up.
He did beat Clint. That was a close one too.
Yep, it was very close. That was. Oh, I remember watching that because that was like the start of the rivalry, kind of.
I know. I'm a little like we didn't really get this. I don't think I edited it too well to show that rivalry, but like it was there. It just wasn't like on the surface. And
yeah, it wasn't the prevalent rivalry. It was Tim and Carly that overshadowed.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like but then Tim got out, so that's when I guess it started to show. But it wasn't as big because neither one of them were ever in power to be like, oh, I want the other out. It was just basically whoever was on the block had, and they both never were really in danger at that point. It was they were never in danger at that point. So we didn't even get to see what they would have done.
I know that it would have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have been.
And like Chris really wanted Clint out. Like I don't think like he really wanted you out, Clint. Like, and I don't think
he knew there was something off.
Yeah, he's like in his confessional for the first episode. I don't know if that's how he actually felt when he was like, "Oh, I feel like something's off with this guy." Like, I don't know if that's actually how he felt about you, but he said the same thing about Tim. Like, he didn't like. It's not he didn't like you guys, but he wanted you both out from the beginning. He was like, "Oh."
Yeah, but it made sense for his game because Chris was mostly working with the girls, like he was. So it made sense for him to want to go after like the non-girls. So, either way.
He was after everyone. He was after everyone except for you, Steve. He was after all the guys except for you.
Yeah, because I was a girl in his head, and I made sure he thought that. Like, I made sure I was like, girl, and I was making sure that he thought like, I had to because I was never really going to go against him, but I didn't want him to be like, oh, well, Steve is working with the people that I want out, and he never really connected the dots. So it worked out for me.
Luckily, yeah.
And then, I did keep him safe a couple times. And then the musical chairs, I wanted to give it to him, but he ran to my damn chair. And I was like, well, I can't. If it was me and him at the finals, and except for like, it was me and Carly. So if it was me and Chris, I would have gave him the win because I didn't really need it. You know what I mean? But when it was me and Carly, she was one of my targets at that time. It was her and Liv, right? So I wanted to keep them up and I wanted to take Chris down because if Carly has a vote, I guess I really wasn't thinking about it because Carly probably still would have saved Chris over Liv. I don't know. She could save, but
the thing is I was close
working with both of them, exactly.
But
so I didn't
I think you would have
like Chris was kind of like my number one, and that's why I was so upset about the candy thing.
See, I didn't even and the candy happened after that. So before you would have probably even been more inclined to save him because y'all were working together. But in my head, I was like, well, I just want to keep both of my targets up because I don't want something crazy to happen with the tickets and stuff that where Chris goes and then it's me, Clint, Liv, and Carly. That would have been a shit show, like literal.
That would have been a very intense.
That Final Four would have been crazy. So I wanted to make sure that Chris was there just because I knew that he wasn't after me at that point. That was the best thing for me.
Hi, Clint.
He'll be back.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who's watching. If you have any questions, you can comment and I'll read it out.
Yeah, I can't see anything, but hi, everybody.
Yeah, we have a few people watching.
We do? Because I can't see who's watching. I can just see the comments.
Oh, well, if you're watching are you like on the YouTube video, Carly, or are you like watching from the thing?
Oh, let me go to YouTube.
No, I'm just watching from the thing. I'm afraid to open up the YouTube video because I don't want
echo.
Yeah. Well, because I'm just like in the other room from Steve, so it's like if the dogs bark, it's gonna be in both of our things. So
yeah, the sound of Carrie.
Yeah. I did have some trivia. One of which Steve said, which is like, thanks,
Steve.
Yeah.
What did I say?
One of the questions was which contestant got eliminated on a unanimous vote.
Oh, honestly, I probably would have forgot about her and it said the wrong answer.
So I have a few questions. Like, if you guys have like something you can like write on by any chance or like type. Do you need paper, Carly? I have paper.
I'm gonna find some paper. Hold on.
Sure.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. Everyone who's watching, we're gonna do some trivia. Don't leave.
How many sheets of paper do I need? Did he say how many papers?
I don't. Okay, he gave me like a little stack. I don't know how many.
Okay,
He's gonna
I'll just
get me a
bring a
table.
stack. Yeah, I'm just using my copy paper from my printer. Just lazy.
He's getting me a table really quick because I've been like holding up my laptop because I have to be in a different room. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully you can see this. I'm using an orange Sharpie because it was the only thing I could find.
Do you have paper, Clint?
Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
got something to write on, so.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. First question. So just write it down, and then when everyone's ready, we'll reveal.
Okay.
First question. Name a nominee that won Guardian and saved themselves.
Oh, I think I know.
And there's a few different answers to this one. If you want to get extra points, you could put them all.
Okay, I'll try.
All right.
Everyone ready?
Wait.
Okay. Yeah, extra points if you list. Extra points if you list them.
I think. Okay. I feel like I'm missing one, but it's fine. Let's go.
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
I hope you can see that.
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Liv was not one of them. Steve and Adriana are correct. Julie was not one of them. The other one was there was three. The other one was Clint.
Oh, at the end. Oh,
Yeah.
duh.
Wait, Julie didn't do that?
Julie never won a comp. Julie never saved herself.
I think it was the round where you wanted her to win, but Adriana beat her at the final. Remember? That's probably why we thought. Yeah. The shopping. No, was it the matching? Wait.
I totally forgot I won Guardian.
It was the shopping cart.
I'm like, Clint is gonna put himself.
I knew two of those because I was one of them, but you probably thought Liv was. He probably thought Liv won one because I don't know if I saved her with one, but did I ever save her?
I thought it was like.
Yeah, I saved her when I won the blindfold one. That's what it was.
I thought she was like against like another two, and then like she won, and then she was like gonna save herself because she didn't have a passport.
She just won the two rulers. She never won.
She won the first two rulers, and then remember when we did blindfold, I had won that.
Oh yeah.
That word puzzle, and then I took her off. That's probably what you were thinking about. I took a lot of people off. I did.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, next question: how many challenges did Steve win in total, without including the final three? Because final three is tricky.
Okay.
If you don't include like the final episode.
Yeah, don't include final three because technically Chris won all the challenges in final three, but it's like a mega challenge, so we won't count final three.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Ready? All right.
Yeah.
You flip. Let's see. 5, 7. What'd you get? What'd you put, Carly? Oh, were you counting them, Carly?
I was trying to think of which one.
One spider, two
chairs. There's spider. There's.
Well, who do you think?
There's obviously other ones, but those are the ones I can think of right now. Because I lost. Yeah. I was second place.
I think I know all of them, only because I was in it. But spider was the first, and then the Egyptian to get myself off because Carly put me up. I forgot the name of that. The one where it was like
the hieroglyphics,
the words and pictures, and and then Rome twice, and then the one after that twice, and then musical chairs. They might have been with that though, but then the pinata would be 7.
Yep, it was 7. Yep, that's correct.
Don't know how I did it, but
4 rulers, 3 guardians.
Crazy, right? Insane.
That's
most
amount of rulers. Yep, most rulers and most guardians also, I think.
God.
Steve is actually tied with Zach from season 1 for most wins. They both got 8 wins, if you include final 3 as one challenge. That's crazy. Next question.
It is crazy.
How many? Okay, so I wanted to ask the question who was nominated the most, but it turned out that a lot of people were actually tied for the most nominations. So how many contestants tied for the most nominations? And that includes just being the initial, like not the final.
Okay.
Wait, can you repeat that?
How many contestants tied for the most nominated?
Oh, like for like on the
Hard.
block?
Yes.
There was a couple.
Because a lot of people like were nominated the same amount of time, so like nobody was really nominated more technically.
I think because there was like a couple. There's more than one.
I'm just gonna guess because I feel like I know.
Yeah, I mean this is a tough question.
I feel like I know because I did most of them, but like, at the same time, I didn't do the first two.
Okay, how about maybe it will help if I tell you how many times they all were nominated. Each person was nominated 3 times, which was the most. If that helps, I don't know. 3.
That's what I'm saying too.
I'm gonna go. 3. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out. Wait, can you see that? Oh, wait. Sorry. Hold on. It's a 5.
Well, yeah, it actually is 5.
I was gonna say 3 or 4.
Yeah,
from what I remember, I would say Adriana. Maybe. No. Then Julie.
Yep, Julie.
Carly, Clint, Liv, maybe.
Yep.
And it has to be Chris.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
The three.
Was I nominated? Okay, I thought you meant like on the block. Okay, because I was like, there's only so many it can be. Because like,
a lot of y'all went up a lot.
Yeah, because Carly, you were up for Australia, Bali, and then Mexico. And then Clint was up for obviously America, Rome, and then Final 4. Mexico. How about this? Which contestant, actually, let's see. Not including Angelica, which contestant was never saved by a ruler?
Ooh.
Not including Angelica.
Okay, I think I know. I had to sit here and think about it, but I think I know, maybe.
Everyone ready? All right, let's shoot. I don't know what that means. Okay. Basically, what it means, Carly, is who was never saved by a ruler. So who was nominated every time. Does that change your question? Does it change your answer, Carly?
No.
Yeah, I saw you, Steve. All right. It was Julie. Yeah.
I knew it wasn't Chris because Carly saved him in Egypt.
Julie was never saved by the ruler?
Yeah.
No.
She was always a nominee.
Yeah, she got saved by Adriana the first time, but
but Adriana wasn't the ruler.
Yeah.
Liv was the ruler twice, and then I put her up in the bug one. So she was always on the block, and then she went out. Chris was always on the block except for the one you saved him in, the Egypt. That was the only time he was never a
Yeah, you're right. You saved him for Rome as well.
I saved him.
Carly
I think I did.
Yeah, Carly, you saved him for Egypt. Steve saved him for Rome, and then Liv had saved him for
the first challenge,
the first one. So yeah.
How ungrateful! I saved him, and he didn't. And he had all these things to say.
What the heck? Okay, next question. How many ties were broken?
I thought
How
it was
many
more than this
ties?
number.
How many ties? Like, how many
What
times
does
did the
that
vote
mean?
tie? At each. Okay, how many episodes did the vote tie? Basically.
The eviction vote, like when somebody went home.
Yeah.
How many times did it tie?
Yeah.
And at the time, I thought it was way more than this number, but it was. I was just wrong.
It was smaller than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'll say. All good. Ready, Carly? No.
She's
It
ready.
has been a while. Okay, go ahead. Let's see. 2, 3, 2. Yep, it was 2.
I thought it was more because when I broke the final tie, I had thought for some reason I thought I broke a tie beforehand, but it wasn't me.
Yeah, no, it was Carly and Steve.
Yeah, because she broke the tie to save Liv, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't believe it's been so long. It's been 3 months. Like
That's crazy. It has been 3 months. Oh
it's
my
been
gosh.
3 months.
Wowie. Let's see. Well, Steve's gotten most of them correct. Carly's gotten 2. Clint.
This is just for fun. You don't have to keep score.
That's okay,
please. It just don't. I'll give the both of them my points. They can have it. I don't care. It
I
means
was
nothing.
just keeping score for fun.
Okay.
Oh God, I didn't really have any other questions planned because this season was pretty Steve dominated.
Shut up.
Ooh, welcome back, Carly's dad. It was. I could have asked like, oh, who won the most rulers? Who won the most guardians? Who saved the most? That's okay. It's okay. Let's see. All right. That wasn't a competition, Carly. It was for fun. It was the trivia. Oh wait, let's see. I had a question I asked. Let's see. What was some of your favorite challenges? Let's talk about that.
I liked all of them, except for the one that I didn't win, which
Which-
was the one that Carly won. I did terrible in, so I didn't like it. But it was good. Like but it didn't play for my strengths. I couldn't find anything, so I didn't like it. But she probably liked it because she was really good at it.
I really struggled with some of the like looking competitions, like the star. I did terrible. I only got one piece of a star. But I don't know. I liked the puzzle. I liked the shopping cart.
I did like the shopping cart, but it was not meant for my proportion. So I knew I wasn't gonna win it. So I was glad that I was glad that I wasn't in danger. So, if I was nominated, maybe I would have went a little bit harder, but that shopping cart would have probably got broken because
you would have been like
in the moment. Yeah, I'm literally like I'm hunched over like this, and I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. But and I look over, I see Adriana. She's just like, just killing it. I was like, I have no chance. She had like 11 items the first round. I was like, I'm not gonna win. So I was glad that was a guardian and not a ruler, because I was also glad I wasn't nominated when the shopping cart thing happened, because I would have been doomed. That would have been terrible.
Yeah. What about you, Clint? Any favorites?
I mean, I did really like the pyramid one, where we had to like search around for the symbols and then decode it. Even though I was terrible at it, I thought it was pretty fun still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to have I think that one, we had never really done anything like that one before. That was kind of like the one we did in season 3, but yeah, that one was pretty new.
My ultimate favorite was probably the coin one. We were on the floor because I feel like everybody had an even chance to win. because you don't know what you need in that. You can use anything and win. Like it was so many different strategies. You had Liv holding the pieces until the last minute. Then you had Tim just throwing them all over the place. Like, you know, it was. I feel like that was the most even the game got because literally anybody could have won that.
Which is true.
So comps like that, I feel like it's hard to say what comps are evenly distributed. You can't really plan that out. It's just, you know, but
It's
like
tough.
that was one where anybody could have won and it didn't really matter.
Yeah, that
So
one.
I did like that one.
I think the close one anybody could have won. It just happened where Liv got it first.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The close one was that was pretty even as well.
Yeah,
I kind of wish it was more than one round though. Like you should have put like 3 or 4 in there, and then another round to determine who actually won. Because maybe that would have opened the door for people to make more deals to keep each other safe in the second round or something. That could have changed the whole game.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I also understand the one and done to save time because you know it was like 6 hours, and that was only like the first hour. You wanted to save time, so you had the short stuff at the beginning. Yeah, it made sense. Yeah, it did make sense.
Yeah, multiple rounds. Yeah, I guess we could have done that. I never really thought we always talked about it just being one and done, but I guess I would have like prevented it from being like entirely luck based if you had like multiple chances to do it.
Still luck though.
It's luck.
It gets reshuffled, so you don't know where it is.
Yeah, that is true. I did like that challenge. I didn't like the cleanup of that challenge, but I did like that. I literally had a pile of clothes sitting in my room for like a couple months because I was too lazy to put them back in my closet.
I'm gonna say something to my dad. Well, Dad, he's saying that he's saying, you know, that Steve wants to win again, and that's what All Stars is for. So I'm in for that, Dad.
I mean, I would love to win again.
The prize is even bigger there, so that'll
I would love to win again. I'm pretty sure anybody wants to win $500.
Yes,
I'm not going to turn down the deal.
Absolutely.
You know,
he'll have a lot of good competition.
Everybody will.
Everybody's gonna have a lot of good competition. It's yeah, Dad. Maybe you should watch the other seasons. I don't know. He's not as interested because I'm not in it. But
you should. Season 3 is really good. I have to say, season 3 is really good. I like season 1 as well. I don't really talk to a lot of the people in season 1 anymore, but season 1's still fun to watch. Steve still has to watch season 1 and season 2. So
I still have to. I did watch season 3 and it was good. I'm not even gonna lie, it was good.
Do you guys feel like you topped season 3 because you've all seen it? Like, do you think season 3 was topped?
On a personal level, yes, but no. Realistically, no, because season 3 had more power shifts. It had different dynamics. I feel like our season was more fluid because everybody was just trying to stay alive. But in season 3, it was more so, you know, I'm coming after you. So, you know, it was a lot of back and forth. People were like willing to cut whoever they were and working with. And in our season, it was just, I helped you out, keep me safe, or don't. Like, you know, it wasn't.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Allie, for saying. She said everyone looks wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you think, Clinton, Carly? Do you feel like you guys topped season 3?
Yes.
Good. Straight to the point.
Good answer.
What about you, Carly?
I think so. I don't know. I think that like season 3 has like some pretty wild twists that I think that like probably if they had happened in our season, I would have been angry about, unless they were advantageous to me, obviously. So I guess they're like twists that like I guess it's like when there's such a big twist in a show, it can be obviously good if you're into it. It can go really both ways. So like if you're into really big twists, it's like good for that.
Are you referring to the battle back?
Yes. And others, well, I don't know, like I feel like Zach's whole existence on the show was pretty funny, but pretty hard to watch, but pretty funny.
Yeah, Zach was. Everyone in that season was playing very like you guys played very strategic too, but that season they were like, it was very
It was cutthroat.
cutthroat. Yeah, exactly.
It was more.
Cutthroat.
Yeah, that's why I said ours was more fluid. Theirs was more. I need to look out for myself, so I'll do whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why it just depends on what you're looking for if you compare seasons, because the gameplay might have been more exciting, I guess. But our season was more like, I feel like our season was funnier. Like it was more
I
it was
agree.
more I feel like ours was more real in terms of like the personal relationships, and then seeing Clint fall 30 times. Like you can't make that up. It's hilarious. And then Julie and her comedy show, like even she wasn't in most of the episodes, but she left an impact just based on the little time that she was there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
always good to see. I don't know, and it's like I feel like there's pressure because it's like you want to be a good competitor, but you also want to be entertaining and all that. But you know, Julie, they did a really good job at that.
I agree.
But I don't know. I guess like I was trying to focus on the competition, and I was also like, I don't know, but you know, I try to make jokes. Like I ask questions to be funny, but some people,
Yeah.
like Gabe took that.
I feel like most of your funny parts came in like when we were in his room and like the sidebar stuff where we were waiting for the comp to be over, like the rounds. So like we were upstairs like kind of cracking up, but a lot of that wasn't really shown. I think we had a couple bed scenes, but it was just like when Gabe called me the wrong name, and I think that was really it. Like that one episode is the only time they show like the stuff that happened in that room, instead of like, except for like the finale or final four. I think they showed we were in the in his room.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but other than that,
there was certainly the time where like I asked Tim, I was like, well, like, and like I was mostly just trying to be snarky. I was just kind of trying to joke around, but like that was definitely a moment where it's like Tim definitely felt like I was antagonizing him, which like that's perfectly fine because I mean, in a game that you're competing against people, you are most of the time, even if you're saying it in a nice way. Is Mikey?
Yes, that's Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say this comment has a lot of loser energy. So
Hi, Mikey.
Is that a Garfield profile picture?
It's
but it's like purple.
It's purple
with a gold tooth.
There's
so much going on.
It does look like a purple.
Is it not a purple Garfield?
We're not in the same place, so we don't echo.
She's in. we never said we were in the same place.
Mike,
he just showed up.
It's so funny.
We never
Steve makes me go in the other room.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run over there.
Rude.
I was literally just in there. Do you have any questions, Mike, for Clint or Steve or Carly? How'd you find us? Freaks.
Wow.
Freaks.
Fiends. Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Yes, thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
Just why? That's his question. I
Why
don't know.
what?
What were we talking about before Mikey showed
up? I forgot.
I totally forgot too.
We were talking about how Julie left an impact, but then after that, right. I don't remember.
We were talking about how
because Carly was talking about how she was more serious because she wanted to win, which also same.
Oh yeah, we were talking about how we didn't. So
I'm not trying to act like I'm all like I'm serious. Like I was definitely fooling around, and I also like didn't
we got some of that. See, it's difficult because I watched all the footage of you guys hanging out in the room, but a lot of it was just like
it's just filler. Yeah,
it was
so, like you don't want to put it in the episode because it really means nothing.
Yeah, if there was like every episode was filled to the brim, if there was like more like downtime where it could be like, okay, let's get to know some people, but it was just difficult because like every episode was reaching an hour. So
because it was so much that happened, so yeah, you had to fit it all in there. You didn't want to have 20 episodes when you could have just had like 10 or 11. So yeah, I get it.
Exactly. Also, Mikey, you can ask questions. I mean,
Mikey's trying to pregame.
You can ask questions, Mikey. I'm not gonna. Pre-gaming's part of the game. You can ask questions. I shall wait. Mikey always has good questions. Whenever we do the reunions for season 1 and season 2, he came up with some questions. So I'm expecting some good questions. He's just gonna leave me. He's not gonna ask anything. He's just gonna leave me.
I'm gonna leave the chat.
Yeah, he's like, okay, bye. Yeah, I would like to show more of you guys just talking, but except that one episode where like everything went to shit, where Carly confronted Tim, Gabe confronted Steve. Like it was just that was a crazy episode.
I think that I think it's okay that you didn't add that stuff because it's like I think that like you're always trying to like struggle with like the runtime of the episodes anyway. So like
exactly,
it's better for like after the credits or something.
Yeah,
like
because
that,
I
it's,
knew
like,
you were struggling
go
because you couldn't even get the first elimination in one episode. You had to break it down. You told me you were like, okay, the premiere is gonna be on Friday, but I'm gonna have to make another episode the day after. And I was like, okay, so there must be a lot of stuff you have to fit in that. So I totally
exactly.
understand.
It's hard. It's like a balance because like I get told, then why did you even ask if you wanted to ask a question, Mikey?
You can still ask questions.
You can still ask a question, but
I mean, he's not wrong. He was there, so
yeah.
His question's gonna be what happened.
Why the fuck does Clint not get an ad? Clint, give yourself an ad.
An at
Yeah,
you put your own name. So Clint just
where?
And I just added it because I saw that Steve had that, so I'd add that. And also, mine's for Instagram, not for anything else.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, I'm like,
I literally only have Twitter. I couldn't handle Instagram.
These are for different social media.
Yeah. If you want to follow Carly, that's Instagram. If you want to follow Steve, that's Twitter. What was I saying? Oh yeah, because people always tell me like, oh, you should keep the episodes within half an hour. I'm like, that's great and all, but it's not possible. It's really not. Like
the only way to make that possible
so much is to split it.
But the only way to make that possible is if you have one episode just for Who to Run the Ruler, then the next episode for just the noms. But it's just like it's just splitting it out. It would. I feel like people would lose interest.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I always talk about this. When I see when I see shows and I see 1 million episodes, all 20 minutes each, that turns me off more than like seeing 9-hour-long episodes. So like I'd rather watch the 9-hour-long episodes. And I could come up with questions, Mikey. I've been asking them questions, but I was like, you have good questions.
Really carrying the weight in asking questions.
Yes,
Mikey.
thank you,
That's
Mr.
true. That's true.
Hey, I have questions.
I'm just kidding. Steve's been asking you questions too, but I'm also giving my
yeah.
He was asking a lot of questions.
Clint, great question. Okay, let's see what let's see what he's got, and let's see. Like you're probably gonna ask a question I've already asked while he's typing his question. But yeah, I mean, probably for like All Stars is gonna be so crazy. I'll probably just split the episodes in half, like you said, like half Ruler, half like the Guardian aspect, because it's gonna be crazy. But I was able to get away with not splitting it this time, except for the first episode. Oh, I didn't see that. Let's see. Hold on. I have questions written down. Let's see what I got. Okay. Steve, if Tim had stayed instead of Liv, do you still feel like you would have won?
I feel like I still would have beat him. Maybe not in the last 3 competitions, but let's just say if Clint was there and he had messed up the first 2, I still would have been in the final 2. So maybe I still would have had the votes because from what I knew in that moment, Tim pissed a lot of people off. So I wanted him in the game even more.
Yeah.
So he might have beat me in like maybe the Pinata one, which I don't know. I feel like I did pretty good. I don't know. Like it's so situational.
I think that Steve was more favored than Tim. People were out for Tim, so if it wasn't that episode, it was going to be the next couple. So I think that Tim was not a big threat to Steve.
He wasn't a big threat to me. That was the reason I didn't want him out. Like if I was in Carly's shoes, I would have took him out as soon as I could. I agree. Yeah, as soon as she got the chance, I would did the same thing. So it just depends on how you look at it. Because
Yeah.
to me, the people that worried me in terms of the jury, I wasn't thinking who I can beat in a competition. I was thinking about the votes, who was downstairs in the basement, and who they were friends with, and how far their relationship went. And I knew that Tim pissed off a lot of people, so I wanted him or Clint. I didn't know how they felt about Clint, but I knew that me and Clint, it probably would have been closer, but I feel like I may have edged him out only because I did win this stuff. So maybe, but I knew, like, I had 100% in my head. I was like, I can beat Tim. Even if I take him to the end, people might think, oh, well, that's a dumb decision because he's a threat or something. But he could be a challenge threat all he wants. Is he a jury threat, though? That's the question. And that's what it's all about, getting the votes at the end. So I feel like I would have
Tim or Clint?
Tim. I'm saying he could be a challenge threat, but was he ever a jury threat? I don't think so. Unless me and Clint were on the jury, he didn't really have any votes except for Angelica, and she couldn't even vote.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of questions now.
Sorry.
Questions for Mikey, and then we got one for
First off, they already answered this question, Mikey. They already answered.
I can reiterate. It doesn't really matter. Mine was the coins on the floor. I like that one because it gave everybody an even chance. And you saw people that just literally like the tie between Carly and Tim, and then like stuff like that was going on. So like I said, it gave everybody an even playing field, and it was interesting to watch.
Yeah, I said shopping cart and the puzzle challenge.
The Egypt challenges.
Awesome. And then why did the fight to make the format so that Steve could win back-to-back rulers? No one stood a chance.
Well, that's not true.
Up until this season, no one had won back-to-back rulers. So the fact that it happened 3 times.
And also, Liv did it first.
Liv did it first, and then Steve did it twice. It's never happened before. Maybe we'll change it up. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Mike, give me some slack. I wasn't even the first person. I just did it twice. Like, Liv did it first. She won back to back.
And this is what I say all
give
the
Liv
time.
her credit. She was the first one. Okay.
Yeah, Liv deserves the credit. Here's the thing. Liv won 2. Okay, here's the star one. Anybody could have won. I think anybody could have.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Same thing with the clothes one.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she won those 2 was was crazy. And then obviously with Steve, anybody could have won the coin one. Anybody could have won the
bug eating. I feel
like Adriana was doing pretty good.
I feel like she would have destroyed me if she really wanted it.
Exactly. Like, I think everything Steve won, it's just because he was good at it.
Or just more determined to win it because some people didn't really want it.
Exactly.
Like in the bug one, they gave up, and I was like, I'm not giving up. I already ate so much stuff.
Yeah.
So,
like Steve's skills went across physical, mental, everything. So I don't know what else we could have done.
Literally nothing. Like you didn't know I was gonna. I didn't know I was gonna win 7 competitions going into that. Like what? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Me and Mikey's fear was in fact Tim was gonna win everything. We weren't even expecting you to win everything.
Thank you.
I'm not shocked. And then Carly's dad asked, "How many hours of editing for the season do you think it took?" I can do the math really quickly because I know. Let's see. Let's do the math. Let's see. So I usually edit it over the course of 3 days. So let's say I would say to edit 1 episode. The first episode took me multiple weeks. So the first episode took a really long time because I had to edit the confessionals. I had to edit I had to wait for Clint to send the music. That was a long. I don't know how long is a lot. At least 100 hours put into the season. I would say I'm editing. I would say it's a large effort.
I feel like it's probably even more.
Probably.
Only because you had an episode every Friday, and you had the time in between that you were editing. Some days you did a few hours. Some days you did the whole day. So
you're right. Honestly, it probably is more than 100 hours.
I feel like it's at least 2. Considering this was it was finished in July, and it took you all the way until I think when was the first episode? The end of September, August 27th or something like that.
Yeah.
And then so that time was just for the first episode. So I don't know how you broke it down, but you had to spend a whole month on it, but you couldn't do it consistent because you have to work and stuff like that. So it's probably way more time than you think.
Yeah, that's like the confessionals take the longest time because basically like they record it. So like I put the camera in front of them and we just talk about the show, ask questions and stuff. And then I have to sit down and edit it. So like Steve took, I think 2 or 3 hours to go through the entire season.
I was struggling so hard.
Yeah. So I literally had to sit there and watch it for 3 hours. So that doesn't even include everyone else. And like, I know Clint took maybe an hour and a half. Carly took an hour and a half. Like all the later people took a really long time. And Julie, even though she was out episode 3, Julie took like at least 2 hours to film her confessionals because she wouldn't stop talking. So it's a lot of editing.
I was in the confessionals. I was struggling to keep it because sometimes I get ahead of myself, and because we're talking in past tense, I'm like, oh, this happened. But in my head, I'm like, well, I know that I won it, but sometimes I would reveal it on accident and I'd be like, oh crap, I need to talk as if I'm trying to win it, not that I already won it. So it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Even looking back at it, like you could kind of tell that I was struggling in the confessional. But I was trying to be like, trying to laugh it off and but it was hard. It was hard.
You definitely broke out of your shell later in the season. But I liked your confessionals, honestly. And like no one ever asks about the confessionals. The confessionals are like a big part of the
they probably just got tired of seeing me because I had a crown on my head for like 10 episodes. Literally, they got tired of me.
Like in my editing software, when I put all of the footage in and I took my mouse and just like slid across it, you had a crown on for like literally 80%. What you want to join, Mikey? Is that what you're asking? I mean, I'll send you an invite if you want.
Where'd Carly go?
She's getting an ice cream sandwich, so I just took her off of it.
That sounds good.
It does sound good.
Where did everyone least like? I was waiting. I hated everybody.
Least. I guess that's from the game perspective. I didn't like Gabe in the game, but I didn't dislike him as a person. I didn't dislike anybody as a person, but I didn't like how Gabe was playing the game. So I guess that would be my answer. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I did like everybody, and it's hard for me to like everybody in a game, but I did for different reasons,
Yeah, I think everyone. I mean, I liked everyone. No one.
You have to. You're the host. You have to.
Carly, do you want to answer this question? Who did you least like game wise? Because you're not going to answer who you liked least. That's mean.
Whoever told me that there was ice cream sandwiches in the freezer because there wasn't any. All there was little chocolate cookies with Halloween sprinkles.
I did. Oh wait, Carly, I ate the last one last night. Do you not remember that?
Oh my gosh. Well, you didn't tell me when I texted you.
Criminal.
Well, I thought there was the one from the. Okay, anyway, I need to send Mikey.
You need to go get some ice cream later.
The one from what?
From the ice cream truck.
What do you mean? You thought I was summoning an ice cream truck?
No, we had bought. Okay, basically, we had gotten one from an ice cream truck, and then we had a box in there, and I'd eaten all the boxed ones, but I thought there was one from the ice cream truck.
There was none. There was just this chocolate cookie. Actually, there were some other cookies too, but I thought I'd try this one.
Wait, Mikey, do you actually want me to send you the invite? Are you gonna be productive and ask questions, or are you just gonna come in here and
call us freaks on camera and then go off?
Let's see.
I say go off, Mikey.
We'll see how it goes.
Me and Steve were talking about the confessionals while you guys were gone.
Oh yeah, I was saying that I was struggling keeping it in past tense because I did win a lot of stuff. I was talking as if it already happened. So when he needed me to say stuff like, "Oh, I need to win this for myself," I would say stuff like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this," instead of "I need to win this. It's important." I would already have it in my head to where I had already won, and I had said it, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" I just kept forgetting the audience. They don't know. They shouldn't know until the results. So it was hard for me to think about.
It is tough.
Mm-hmm. It was really hard.
Carly and Clint, do you have anything to say about the confessionals?
About the confessionals.
Yeah, like how was like I feel like no one ever talks about how it was like to do the confessionals.
Mm,
Like, did you like to do the confessionals? Some people like to do them. Some people think they're fun to talk about the show.
I mean, yeah, I liked doing mine.
Well, because yeah, yours were entertaining.
It's pretty fun.
Carly, what'd you think of the confessionals?
I mean, it was kind of a rough day for me. So,
So you didn't like the confessionals?
I mean, I liked it. I just like it was like an emotional time. But I did good. Or I feel like I did an okay job in that it worked out and I had fun. But I was like, I don't know. I was like maybe having like a mental health problem that day.
Oh no. No, I get you. Yeah, confessionals are my least favorite part, if I'm being honest. Because I have to do 10 of them while we're through season. I've done 35 confessional sessions. I swear I lose life every time I have to fucking ask the same questions over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you felt about winning Guardian. Say how you want to win Guardian because you're nominated. But it's cool when people make it fun, which you guys made it fun. You guys weren't boring to talk to. No one on your season was boring, honestly. Oh, there's Mikey.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
What's a big man on campus?
Oops, that's it.
Oh, I have to ask questions.
Oh wait, hold on. Mr. Trujillo asked me a question. What part of creating the show is your favorite? Honestly, the filming part, because it's really fun to watch everything go down. Like, it's fun to watch everyone compete. It's my favorite part, and everything else sucks. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's my favorite part. Editing can be fun too. Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm just chilling.
It's fan favorite from season 1, Mike.
Fucking
Fixing
wonder
his
why.
hair.
Yeah, because I just got out of the shower.
Were you watching and talking to us while you were in the shower?
No. Would have been cool though.
No, there's some people in the community that were a fan of you, Mike. I should tell them to join. I should tell them to come watch.
No. I'm a disappointment.
Nah. Not a
I'm a
disappointment. Do you have any questions for our final 4 minus Chris?
Final 4? Yeah, it's not Final 3, bud.
Well, because
missing
Chris isn't
Chris.
here. Yeah, almost final 3.
That's what happens when you do it at 8 p.m.
Please. I did it when the
Tomorrow's
community was
the
the most
Lord's Day.
active. The community is the most active at this time of night doing org shit. So I was like,
Tomorrow's
figured a lot of
the
people-
Lord's Day, and you're not even caring.
we'll probably do another one another day because literally most of the cast isn't even here.
Yeah.
You guys
Honestly,
are
I'm not even gonna lie. I
You're-
kind of saw it coming just because people are flaky. But I mean, personal stuff happens, work happens, life happens. Oh well.
so many people said they were gonna make it and then literally bailed an hour
The
before.
last minute. Yeah, I saw it coming because if I'm being honest, like I lost contact.
Remove your
I lost
What? I
contact with
didn't
like
do
most of the
anything.
people from that game. Like I don't talk to anybody really, except I really only talk to Clint. Like the other people, like other than Carly, like, I didn't really know them. So like I didn't really expect to have a conversation with them after the game. But like we don't talk at all. So like when they were like, "Oh, I'm probably not showing up," I was like, "Well, I kind of saw that coming."
It's fine. I mean, they didn't have to. Maybe they were
Yeah.
nervous. I mean, it is. They were literally on YouTube, but
Life happens.
no, it's fine. Mikey, you're upside down.
I know.
It's probably
It's
intentional.
crazy.
Do you have any questions, Mikey?
I'm a funny guy. I do quirky stuff.
Let's see what I got. I have
I
more
don't know what
questions.
questions to ask.
Well,
What questions did you ask already?
We talked about the challenges. We talked about. I don't know. We talked. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours. We've been talking for a while. Not Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Oh, he left. Zuko, come here. Get your ass over here.
Steve, I hate to say it, all the boys are watching.
Oh God. Hi, boys.
We're supporting you. We're supportive.
Thank you. Anyway, I don't have. Let's see. I don't have any other questions for the people here. I have a ton of questions for people that aren't here. Oh wait, I have a question for Clint. So Clint, going into the season, your goal was to be the biggest villain. Watching it now, do you feel like you accomplished what you wanted to accomplish?
Yes. But
Good answer.
I kind of wish that there was like more scenes of people being like, "Oh yeah, Clint's totally got my back," and then me being at the ballot putting their name in.
No, I know.
Clint, you
Yeah.
told me on the car ride there that you would betray anyone who spoke to you.
Yes. You told me that was a terrible
How
idea and I wouldn't get far, and look at what I did.
And he made it farther
You
than
lost.
him.
I made it farther
You
than
still
you.
lost. Hey, I only lost because I was loyal.
Yeah,
I was loyal to my
exactly.
boy Ben.
You can't be loyal
Okay.
to Ben.
You got to be mean to everybody and betray
I
them.
have to. He's my tall boy.
Ben was destined to go 3 times, and Ben literally a S tier player. Ben. I don't know if Ben's watching. He said the boys are watching. But...
He is watching.
Hi, Ben. 4th place, Ben, most consistent player in the American House. Big man on campus. No big questions on campus.
I didn't watch the show.
Well, yeah, but why are you here? Why do we have the most viewers we've ever had?
I was a part of production.
Hi, everyone.
I was a part of production.
Cut Mike out.
What?
Drop him.
Our viewers. And
Okay, no, I got a question.
Okay.
All right, if you played again, would your strategy stay the same, or would it change? And that's it.
This is an interesting question.
I would probably play the exact same way because I
Just win everything.
no, that wasn't part of the plan. Okay, that just kind of happened. I didn't want to win everything. I even told Steve like I didn't want to win early on because I didn't want to be seen as the person that was gonna win everything. But then it just kept happening, and it wasn't stuff that I thought I would be good at, except for like I guess the puzzle stuff. But I didn't even win any puzzles, and I literally do puzzles in my free time, and I didn't win a single puzzle.
You won
So-
the Rome.
To me, that wasn't a puzzle. It was more so an unscramble, but I guess it's kind of a puzzle. I'm talking like jigsaw. Like I literally do like 1,000, 2,000 jigsaws. So the fact that I couldn't put 24 pieces together, I was embarrassed. So like stuff like that, like you can't, like it's just out of my control. So I guess I wouldn't want to win that much stuff, but like in the moment, I realized that I was winning so much. I just got to a point where I was like, well, I don't know how these people feel about me. These are complete strangers. I don't want to put my fate in anybody else's hands but myself. So that's what I did.
I like that answer.
And it was $100. So yeah, I don't want to lose $100.
Clint, do you want to answer the question? What would you?
It depends how I'm feeling that day. You know, if I feel like being a menace, I'll be a menace. If I feel like being loyal, I probably won't be loyal.
This is honest.
Good answer.
Carly?
Good answer.
Would you play any differently?
I think that I would play probably basically the same because I think that like what was my downfall was also what made me go far. You know what I mean? And that was just like kind of being outgoing about it and trying to trying to be someone who people trusted and were rooting for, but also that makes you a threat too. So it's like I've thought about it and it's like, oh well maybe I wouldn't have tried to be like as loud and I would have tried to like fade away a little bit more, but also that could have like not gone well too. So like I really can't say.
Yeah, it's hard to say either way.
Let's see. Kyle asked, "Did y'all have fun?"
No,
I had fun. I did.
I'm just kidding. I had fun.
I had fun. I was pretty tired. It was pretty tiring. I think it's tiring to lie so much and to I don't know try to be liked so much, but also like be dishonest to people and stuff. I think that's a pretty exhausting experience. So I did have fun, but I was burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. After
The
a while.
aftermath was pretty tough. Like just being tired for like 3 days. Literally just everything was like yeah, in the moment it was fun, but like after I was like, I don't want to do anything for like 3 months. Literally.
I have a question for Steve.
What's up?
What was
Wait, which one? Me or him?
I'm assuming you.
Oh, okay.
What was going through your mind when you were the first one to drop your medals?
I was
That's a good
so mad. I was mad because I was really mad at myself, I guess, because I feel like I won so many comps, and if I go out on comps, this is just so ironic. You know what I mean? So I feel like I let myself down, but then I was like, well, both of them are like really athletic, but I didn't know that because we didn't really spend a lot of time on like getting to know people. So like I saw Chris had a cheer shirt on, but like I never put the math together. Like he would be really good at balance and technique and stuff. Like I wasn't thinking that way. I was just playing the game. So when I dropped my medals, I was just mad at myself. Really, I wasn't really like, it was what it was. But I guess it still worked out. But I don't know. I was mad at myself. I guess that's the takeaway.
Yeah, that was an intense half an hour for sure.
Yeah, they did really good though.
Who did everyone think was like the biggest threat in the game? Like out before like knowing who like Steve won, like when you were playing, who do you think was the biggest threat? Like even before playing.
Yeah, like when you
Like
first
episode
arrived.
1.
Yeah, who did you feel like the biggest threat was? I'm sure a lot of you are probably gonna. I think I know who a lot of you are gonna say, but
I'd
I
probably
have two
say
answers.
Gabe or Tim.
Mine would be Gabe and Julie for the same reason. I thought that they both were social players just from the 15 minutes that we had before the game started. My plan was to kind of be behind the scenes a little bit early on. I didn't want to be to where I was like the easy person to put on the block, but I didn't want to be too outgoing or too social because that doesn't really work out for you too well in the early stages because people start to see it. So when I saw both of them getting along with virtually everybody, in my head I was like, okay, these are in-game threats, so they need to go as soon as I could, So those would be my two.
Yeah, it's
Carly?
hard to say in hindsight, I guess. But yeah, I guess Gabe was kind of threatening, but he seemed kind of nice, and it's one of those things where it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like threatened. I was just kind of like, because I guess like he kind of gave off like an energy that other people were kind of like, okay, let's get him out. So I guess I wasn't super threatened. And then like obviously like there was that point where I was like, oh, I want Tim and Steve out. And like yeah, and like I it's hard to say if Tim was like actually that big of a threat because obviously in hindsight you're like, well, I got him out, so they're not that big.
Yeah, so like your view is flawed. Yeah, your view is flawed because you got him out, so he clearly wasn't that big of a threat to you or your game. So yeah, I never really saw, like I told y'all, I never really saw Tim as a threat. Like, sure, he's a big, strong man, I guess, whatever. But I feel like I can take anybody, so that's just the mentality that I have. So I didn't really.
He was throwing a lot of stuff supposedly, just like with you. like with you, Steve, how you were throwing a lot of stuff in the first couple episodes. He
Yep.
was doing the same thing. I don't know why he won that Guardian randomly, like in episode 3. I maybe because he wanted to win
the
something.
the memory.
Yeah,
one? Yeah.
and because
That
he
was
had to show his
hard.
cards.
That was
Yeah,
hard.
maybe he didn't intentionally. He told me he intentionally tried to win it, so I don't know. But
Yeah.
I feel like if he actually wanted to throw it, he would have said that. He could have thrown it to Carly. I mean, like they were the last two.
And he ended up saving her, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Mhm.
I'm thinking maybe he just wanted to win something, which that was the only thing he
Yeah.
ended up winning. So
Yeah. I mean, if he was throwing everything, it didn't look like it.
yeah, I mean, he was just focused on collecting those tickets. Like he said, he wanted to be the radar, and I think he did a good job until Carly kind of took him out.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know. I don't think he did a good job of being the radar because he was always on somebody's radar. Like every episode, the radar to me was probably like Liv. She didn't know she was the radar, but she was in that perfect middle position all the way until she got out.
I think Carly was the radar, to be honest.
Yeah, that's also true.
Because like somebody else was always the target before Carly, like, and then eventually
until the end. Yeah, that's why I said that about Liv. So yeah, I feel like it's pretty interchangeable.
Yeah. And even though Carly was the target Final Four, Clint almost saved her. So he saw Clint as a bigger. Chris was probably the bigger.
Chris was a bigger, like, yeah, the finale he killed it. So if we saw that coming, it would have been a different. Probably, just wasn't thinking about it.
Was there any backstage catastrophes? This season actually went very smooth. I will have to say, production-wise, it's the least amount of stress I've ever had. It actually was pretty chill. Contestants-wise, I don't feel like anything really happened that with them behind the scenes.
No,
I don't know about.
Everything that was, I guess, silly or funny or clumsy, it was shown in the YouTube videos. Like when I ran into that glass and almost broke.
Oh my god!
Like that would have been catastrophic, but it didn't. Nothing broke. So
that was so funny.
But it was just because they had me freaking blindfolded, and I was trying to get the hell out of there. So I mean,
I guess when we didn't in the final 3, we didn't have a tiebreaker planned for if Clint and Steve had tied. So while they're doing their medal balancing, Mikey and Justin are in the back trying to come up with a tiebreaker because we hadn't planned for it. I guess like that was really the only backstage catastrophe. Do you have any stories, Mike? I mean, you were more behind the scenes than I was.
No.
I think everything went pretty smoothly. Surprisingly, for once.
Yeah, I took care of all the hard stuff. No big deal.
Please.
I mean, I did have to, like, while you were doing everything, I had to, like, run, like, okay, you and you help me bring this shit up. And then I did, like, show everyone what the challenge was and, like, how to do it, how to set it up. Especially with like the memory, like the boxes.
That was a team effort for sure.
Yeah, that was team effort.
Yeah.
Oh, and the clothes too. Shit. That was a lot.
Oh, that episode was that episode was challenging. The amount of clothes we needed, we actually got a pretty decent amount of clothes. It was really hard to like sort. Because I had like 5 people's clothes, so I'm like trying to sort it out. I'm like, is this my shirt? Is this their shirt? That was tough. Yep. Mikey, why are you wearing your hood, big man on campus?
Because my hair is weird right now.
It literally didn't look weird at all.
That's what you think.
Do you have any other questions, Mikey, before I wrap it up?
Who would you want to play with or against in any of the other seasons?
That is a good question. I thought I would ask him that one.
And then I have one like after this one too.
I would definitely like to play again with Steve, because it's pretty fun.
Other seasons.
Oh, from other seasons?
Yeah, you already played with Steve.
How do you know that?
I agree with him though. I would want to play with me too.
I was
get
there.
I don't know. Probably Justin or you.
Not the.
I'm not gonna talk to you if we play together.
Wow. Okay, then Justin. Fuck you. I'll go
I
against
know,
you
I know
then.
your strategy. If I talk to you, I'm done.
Yeah, Clint, if you ever are back for another season, no one's gonna talk to you because they're gonna be too scared.
Oh
Like, you
man.
had
But they'll never know. They'll never
You
know whether
still
that's still your
managed to
strategy.
go all the way.
That is true. Carly, is there anybody from other seasons you'd like to play with? You've seen all 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's hard to say because, I mean, everything's been hard to say this time. I don't know. Because I guess it's like everybody's a threat in their own way. So it's like you think that you might go really well with somebody, but if you make a really good alliance with somebody, like that could also be your end. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Like it would be like interesting to like play with Emma or something like that, but it's like also like I wouldn't want to. I don't know. I wouldn't want to like betray Emma. Like that'd be terrible.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
would be terrible if someone
Ah.
did that.
It's almost like, yeah, that would be terrible, Mikey.
It would be terrible.
Emma still talks about that all the time. She literally brings that up all.
And Emma takes it seriously. Like Emma's kind of cutthroat. Like so, it's like I wouldn't want to like, you know.
I made up for it
upset
in the
her.
speed season,
You're right.
and
you're
I
right.
let her win.
Let her win.
No,
you,
I didn't let her
you
win, but
threw
I
the
did.
towel.
No, like I let her win because like she didn't know what to say in the finale, so I helped her with her like jury speech.
That is true. No, she's more so. Ben's not here anymore, I don't think. But she brings up Ben all the time. She's like, Ben screwed me over. I want to be back. Ben screwed me over. She always brings up Ben.
He did. He screwed all of us over.
You
He's
let
the
him.
ultimate. He's the ultimate all-star. You fucked everyone over.
Oh yeah. I don't know how. Hi Kyle. I since we have no viewers, I don't know how Kyle's in here, but hi Kyle.
He's
Ben
dedicated.
No, yeah, Ben's the ultimate all-star, being eliminated at least 3 or 4 times.
See?
No one will ever be able to break that record for being eliminated the most in one season. That's so weird. It literally says there's nobody watching. So, but if there's at least 3, that's cool. Wait, Carly answered the question.
Steve
Mikey,
never answered.
I don't have an answer because I don't know. I don't.
Don't win against anyone. Oh.
He has. Wait,
I don't have an answer. Like I don't know what to say because I'm very adaptable. I could play with anybody and be just fine. You know what I mean? Like,
but like who would you want to play with? Like it doesn't have to be against. It's just like okay, I'd want to like work with this person or like
he's only seen season.
I don't trust anybody. I don't know.
I feel the same way. It's like I don't trust anybody inherently because like just as easily as you trust someone, they could be the reason you get
like
out.
It's very situational. Like even coming into the game that we played this season, obviously these are complete strangers. So I could be like, oh, I want to work with this person, but then we get in the game and I don't talk to them more than twice. Just 'cause it's just all about energy and how I feel in the moment. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
so I guess if I had
like...
to answer the question, probably Dom, only because he won. Like I would just want to see how he played, even though I know he wasn't like he was a backstabber or whatever. Like I guess I would just want to see the chaos in action. Maybe that would be my answer.
No, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Any other questions, Mikey? Did you say you had one more?
I did, but I realized it's a really easy question.
What is that? I'm curious.
Oh, it was just like out of all the winners, it was beat Clinton, Carly. Out of all the winners, who's the least deserving? And I think we all know.
Oh well, I doubt they're watching, so you guys can answer the question.
The least deserving, like from the winners from all the seasons.
Yeah. So Hunter, Hannah, Dom, Steve.
I'm trying to remember who was like also in the other seasons with those people. 2.
So
We're working
The
hard.
final
Season-
twos were Hunter and Zach,
Uh,
Hannah and Allie, Dom and Alyssa F,
F, yeah.
and then
I don't know.
Steven.
Probably Hunter. I feel like Zach was done a little dirty, you know? I feel like she won with more votes.
Carly, do you have an answer to that question?
If you won, you deserved it.
That's the
I said
answer.
the
of-
least
if-
deserving, because everyone deserves it. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
Yeah.
out of
all
of
four
them,
winners
someone-
are great
someone
in my
definitely
book.
played better than the rest, which also means someone played worse than
I think
the
it depends
rest.
on what you value.
Well, they played
because-
good enough to win.
I think it
So-
depends on what you
Mhm.
value because some people like winners that aren't like popular. Some people like the quiet
Well, yeah,
people
that's
that
what I'm saying,
surprise
like,
people.
in-
Some people like the
Yeah,
out loud people. I don't
If
know.
we're talking
No,
about
I'm saying,
Hunter,
like, in the grand scheme of things, like who
Hunter
played
deserved
over-
the win.
Right.
because you could do physical, social, like
Yeah,
strategic,
but it's
you have a
still
good
all
mix of it, then you're a
opinionated.
good winner.
Yeah, it's still all opinionated. Like I could have got to the end by winning nothing, and somebody could have been like, "Oh, he didn't deserve it because he didn't win anything," even if my strategy was amazing. You know what I mean? Like it's all opinion.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you
Yeah.
value.
I think to defend Hunter, because Clint brought up Hunter, a lot of people like
I think-
Hunter as a winner
Yeah.
because she was the underdog and that Zach was a bully. That
I-
literally is the best way to put it.
The least deserving is a
no,
tie
I felt
between-
I felt like Zach tried harder than Hunter. That's
Oh, no.
that's what I was saying.
Zach
he had to.
Zach
That-
literally is one. Obviously, he won 8 challenges on that fucking season. Like that's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
He
guess that would
deserved
be my
it.
answer too. Like I would want to see if he could beat me. I would.
But I mean,
I would like to go
Yeah.
toe to toe. Yeah.
Also, wait, what even season was Mikey on?
one.
The first one.
Oh, well, of course you're salty about that then.
Mikey,
About
how
what?
about you? How about you rank the winners?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say, but then everyone talked over me, so I just like let it happen.
Sorry,
I-
big man on
I-
campus.
Thank you.
That's
On the bottom, I'd say it's a tie between Dom and Hannah.
Wait, let me
It was
ask you.
dumb.
Is it because he
Why
lost and
Dom?
came back?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. That makes
yeah.
sense.
But
And
I
then
do like that
with Hannah-
twist.
With Hannah, she played a very under the radar game, and like she won as many counts as Allie, but Allie made the moves, but Hannah didn't get any blood in the hands because she didn't really talk to anyone. She didn't do anything. But
Mhm.
Allie's the one who did everything, but was like everyone was mad that she did the stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And with
I
Hunter,
guess-
I don't want to admit this, but it's a fun fact that I like to bring up every time. It was gonna be Zach. Zach was gonna win.
Oh, not this story. You tell us. You tell us the story all the time.
Well, I don't know
Like
the
I
story,
said,
so
Zach was gonna win, but because no one else was strategic or cared, I was like, you know what? I know what the audience wants. They want Hunter to win. So I told everyone to vote Hunter. Because the
And
only reason they want to vote Zach is Zach promised them money. But I said,
Mm.
but then they said Hunter also did that because they both offered everyone their money back because we had to pay a
Entrance fee.
it
admission.
was $5.
So the deal was for everyone's all right, we're just gonna give everyone $5 back. So it was kind
And
of
then-
the argument wasn't valid at that point. It was just who do we want to see
And
win?
then for context, because Steve didn't watch season 1, Mikey ended up being the only vote for Zach to win. So even though he flipped the jury against Zach, he changed his mind
I
and
did.
decided that Zach deserved it more and voted for him to win.
No,
Mm.
yeah, I didn't think it was he deserved it. I didn't think he deserved to be swept like that. You know?
Mhm.
I didn't think Hunter deserved a unanimous vote, but I think she deserved to win in the context of
Oh my
everything.
Gosh, this
Also-
is so what? It's like Mikey's I had to set this up exactly for how they deserved it, so I did the one vote, but I made sure that everybody else voted the
That was
other
season
way.
1.
Yeah,
A lot of
Because
things happened
season
in
1, no
season
one
1.
cared really. Like everyone was there like just for fun, have a good time. But like me and Zach were the only ones who were like competitive.
Emma was competitive too.
Who was the
Oh,
worst
Emma too.
player? Mikey.
Why?
I actually made a tier list pretty recently of
Because
all,
you're an
of all
absolute
35
Wait, like the
players.
worst
You got yourself
player, like
voted
the
out.
person that didn't try? Because I feel like most people tried except for probably like
Season 1.
yeah, like some people in season 1 like didn't try
Well,
very much.
I will say, like I said, I made a tier list of all 35 contestants pretty recently. I'm not gonna say my tier list, but I will say most of the season 1 people were C or lower. So I guess
Yeah.
that's all I'll say.
Damn.
And I think everyone. I think have you tried? Not the worst player. I think like I don't consider any of the first boots worst players. I think Kaya just got screwed over. She got bad deck.
Kaya did way better in the speed season.
She did, exactly. So like Kaya has the potential to do better, and unfortunately she does not want to play again. But she would always be welcomed. And I'm not releasing the tier list until after All Stars because I'll reveal after that. I really don't care.
That is such a long time.
Can All Stars how do I word this? If people play All Stars, could it edit your list to be worse than where they are now?
Oh,
potentially.
Well,
depending on the situation.
Obviously, the season like right now, obviously the tier list is like based off their first appearance.
Right.
People can move up. People could go down. It could happen.
Show us the updated one right now.
Show us the update right now. I don't know how people are gonna play. Yeah, I feel like if you didn't try, like I don't want to call.
I don't know, like
obviously some people didn't try, and that
I see what you mean.
I
see what you mean with like worst player because you're saying like the people that didn't really put any effort into wanting to play the game. But when I think worst player, I think who made the most erratic decisions that didn't help them. And my answer would be Gabe because he was all over the place. And I even told him this. Like we had a conversation after the game, and I was telling him like, dude, I would have worked with you, but you were like making alliances of like 7 people, and there was only 9 of us. I'm like, that's kind of the math is not math in there.
I noticed him like talking to like every single person too, and I was like, even though I'm gonna betray you, I still think it's like not a good idea since you're teaming up with everyone.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know. For me, I just feel like he made too many mistakes, but he had everything because I could tell he watched the show. Like he even told me he was familiar with the show. So I'm assuming he was trying to replicate a strategy or something, but he just kind of I guess he was kind of excited or something, and he just kind of overplayed. So it didn't come off as good as he thought it did.
Yeah, I could see that. Worst player for meme purposes is Ben. I'm sorry, Ben. you were eliminated 4 times. Statistically, you were the worst.
Ben, did you hear that? You just got fucking roasted.
But like for meme reasons, because you were eliminated 4 times. But you also are an all-star in your own way. I will say that.
I can't even recall how that happened 4 times.
Okay, so one
because
basically
you know more than I do.
Well, okay. Well, I know, but the first one was the box rewinded the whole episode, so he got saved through that. Second one was with Mikey doing the Phoenix power. And that finally is when he actually got eliminated. And then if you want to, you can count the battle back as well, but he didn't even win the battle back. So 3 times. He got eliminated 3 times.
Ben was there the whole time, and he lost in the quotes challenge against Danielle with second boot.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like
and left.
I feel like that's really an achievement in itself to
that's
be
what I said. He's an
voted
all-star
out that many times,
way.
or just out of the show that many times. That's like honestly, who else can say that that's happened to them? And nobody can. So,
like, I just said Ben because Ben's watching. But Ben, You want a challenge? You mean some people haven't even won challenges?
I
so.
think if season 1 had the format of the other seasons, it could have gone completely different.
Oh, Zach would have been out.
Oh yeah,
Zach would have been gone. That's
Sure.
Zach would have been out. We literally changed the format because of Zach. Because Zach dominated so much that we had to change it. It was too physical heavy. It favored the strong rather than the mental players.
Dude, I have so many shows planned, man.
Which I saw your cabin one.
Yeah, I want to do that one.
Also, Carly, if you're getting tired, you can go. I mean, it's okay. I'm just saying, like, she goes to sleep around this time, so.
But then I would just go into your room and sleep in your room where you're
With the
streaming.
noise. It still would be noise.
Why is she in the same house? Like, that's weird.
She's not. She's totally not
Why
in the confessional chair.
would she drive there? It's so weird.
Drive. That's funny.
Why would she Uber there?
Drive.
Oh yeah, I had a question.
What was your question?
If you like outside of the game, who's the one person in the cast that your bond will last a long time?
Oh, that's cute. You know what they're gonna say?
I don't know what they're gonna say.
They're gonna say Steve and Clint are gonna say each other. I mean, they.
Yeah.
Oh well, then Carly. Fucking Samara.
Fell asleep.
My bond will last a long time. I don't know. I guess like it was a nice opportunity to meet everybody. What did you say?
You didn't make any friends?
I mean, I met a lot of people and I thought they were really cool. It's just I'm not like in contact. I'm not like messaging and like playing like iPhone like messenger games with anybody.
No, but like
I don't know.
like,
It depends on what you define as like friends. I thought they were cool.
Which bond do you value the most?
Value the most? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, of the one that you made that day.
I don't know. That feels kind of wrong. I don't want to like be mean to anybody and like make it seem like I value some people more. I guess I was closest with Chris during the show. But yeah, I don't know. It was nice to meet everybody. But like we were like allies in the show, like me and Chris. So
Clint left.
His Wi-Fi went out.
Oh, his Wi-Fi definitely.
yeah,
Did.
his Wi-Fi's been dead.
That's his thing.
Poor Clint. You have been asking some good questions. I'm not gonna lie. There were some of those questions I was gonna ask, but I didn't want to ask them for reasons. But I'm not gonna explain.
I feel like
why.
it was kind of obvious though, just because I feel like I got closer to the people that went further in the game because we were around each other longer. You know what I mean? So Carly, Chris, Clint, obviously, like
All right, then,
we all, you know what I mean? Like we went further. If Tim went further in the game, I feel like it may have been a little different because I did like him as a person. So I don't know, but
I was gonna alter
Same
it
with
to
Leo.
say, who do you wish you got like closer to?
Oh, that's a
You
good
wish you
question.
talked
I really wish me and Carly were on the same side of the game. Like we had a good personal relationship, but I feel like we could have destroyed that game together.
Yeah, we could have done good, but we were just too threatened by each other. So
yeah, we
like,
were
went against each other.
from the start. We were like kind of. She gravitated more towards the girls. I gravitated more towards the guys because I feel like the girls were together. So it was just kind of we were like this from the start. So I feel like if we did what they did in season 3 to where they were like, oh, I'm on this side and I'm on this side, but we could work together, like that would have been cool, you know.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting. For
Nobody
sure.
would have saw it coming either at all.
Clint, you didn't hear the question, I don't think.
What was it?
Who
Who's
do you
somebody?
Who do you
Oh,
wish
yeah.
you got closer to in the season? Like who do you wish you
Well, probably Chris, you know, since he was already out for me since the beginning.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen some other people play more, but that's what Redemption's for. So we'll see some of them again.
Excited to watch that whenever that comes out.
I'm gonna work my ass off to get it edited, hopefully by March, because I have to get it ready before All Stars, obviously. So that's a limited time frame.
Time crunch, yeah.
Yep. I'm happy I got season. I set a date for when I wanted season 4 done, and I did it. So I know I could do it with season 5 if I really wanted to, which I plan on it, obviously. But
yeah, we got a long time, so you don't have to.
I know. I'm just wanna. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to film. I want to do another season.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Oh, Mikey's gone. Hi, Mikey. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out, and I appreciate everyone who watched. I don't think anyone from the community is watching anymore, but appreciate everyone that did watch and ask questions and stuff. Thank you to Mr. Trujillo for asking so many good questions.
Weren't you going to tell us fan favorite?
It's still being decided. I will say that there's one person that's way ahead of everybody else, but I won't say him.
I can't win.
No, it's not.
He said I can't win because I won. Like, you know, I get it. I'm not mad at it. Like I can live without being. Yeah, it's fine. But I feel like other people had a better chance than I did because I don't feel like I was probably fun to watch, but I laughed at other people than myself, to be honest.
Like I think you would have dominated because everyone knew you. That's like I didn't just take you off the poll because you were bringing in so many viewers. Obviously because you won.
Yeah,
a part of me wanted to put you on the poll and just basically exclude all your votes, but I was like, what's the point in that? So.
I mean, it's fine.
It would have been all for you, and there would have been a couple votes that would have decided fan favorites. I'm like,
yeah, but that would have been like if I feel like I may still had a chance if this was like an audience that didn't know me at all. Maybe I still would have had a chance to be fan favorite or whatever. Yeah. But I feel like other people deserved it more than me.
I think there's a lot of people on the season that could. I had predicted probably like Julie, Clint, or one of you two, Claire. Probably the final 4 except for Chris. No offense to Chris, but I predicted. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
All right, I have one more question.
All right, go ahead.
If you can describe your experience with a movie title, what would it be?
That's a funny question. I like that.
Zuko looked up at that question.
Zuko's like,
he's thinking about it.
I'm taking his time.
I don't know why I'm trying to think. I'm having trouble coming up with movie titles.
Like an actual movie, or just
it could be an actual movie, or it could just be like a made-up one, like just describing your game.
That's hard. Have you ever seen Karate Kid, but the one with Jay?
Yeah,
that one. That'd be me. Karate Kid with Jaden Smith. That'd be me. Because it took everything out of him to overcome like the obstacles. Because he ended up beating like the best people in the tournament and all that kind of crazy stuff. Even being moved into a new location, he went to a new country, didn't know anything. Yeah, I feel like Karate Kid.
That's a good answer. What about you, Carly? Nothing.
I don't know. Emoji movie. I don't know.
Emoji movie.
I have no reason. Just emoji movie. Emoji movie, and then it's got, I don't know, like sunflower emoji, and that's it. Spicy emoji. The pepper.
The pepper. The red pepper.
Pepper and the sunflower. That's yeah.
All right, Clint.
It's probably Star Wars.
Why Star Wars?
Because it was a fucking experience.
I know, that's right. That's funny.
He's right.
Well, thank you. We'll probably end up having to do like another reunion when more people, because I'm glad I got the whole live streaming thing. This was fun. I
Yeah.
got it all set up.
I guess just let me
I'll
know.
have to plan it with more people. Maybe do it. I don't know. Like I literally told people this like 3 weeks ago that we were doing it this day. So I don't know what else I could do
No, you can't really
differently.
do anything. You know, it is
Yeah,
what it is.
I get that. Like maybe on a weekday.
If you do another one, like give them more attention since they missed this one. Like, I don't care. I'll just be in the background.
I mean, yeah, like yeah, definitely. I'm
Yeah.
like we literally could talk about it all day. So like it's fine. There's a lot of things we didn't need to talk about. So
But it just didn't pertain to us. So it's like, why would you bring it up if the people
Yeah.
aren't here? Yeah, I get it.
exactly. Like I want to hear more about Julie and Tim's little rivalry. Tim and Chris. Like
Yep.
Chris
Tim and
rivalry
the
with
whole
literally
Tim
everybody.
and half of the cast.
Yeah, literally. I want Tim's reaction to everyone fucking hating him. Not hating him, but like wanting him out.
Wanting him out
Angelica
again.
and Gabe. Woo.
What was that, Mikey?
Angelica and Gabe.
Angelica and Gabe. What about Angelica and Gabe?
You're forgetting about them.
What
Oh,
did they have
you didn't
beef with
mention.
Tim?
He was just saying you
Never
didn't mention them.
mentioned Angelica.
We talked
Yeah,
about them
Yeah,
earlier
I
though.
know.
here for that.
Yeah, we
did.
talked about Angelica. We actually talked about Angelica more than Gabe, I think. But
Wow.
well, because we were talking about whether she would have made it far. And they were like, who knows?
Because Clint was up next to her, so we had an excuse to talk about the first cycle. Because
Yeah. Well, I honestly, I didn't really have much plan going into this. I thought we were gonna play Roblox, so I'm glad
Roblox.
that.
what do you
I'm glad
want to play?
Oh, I'm down to play whatever.
Eviction notice.
Mikey, you have no idea how addictive to that game that community is. They love Eviction Notice.
We play all of those
Yeah.
for
Why
sure.
not Squid Game?
Me, Steve, and
yeah.
Clint were playing Squid Game.
We did play
You
Squid
watched
Game.
Squid Game?
No, listen, we had such a sad ending because they put me and Clint in marbles against each other. It was so sad. Like the game literally set us up. It was so sad. And I had to beat them, but I felt so bad. It was tragic.
I mean, I'm down to play.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Like I'm up. So Carly, you can go. Honestly, you're fine.
You're not
Like-
needed anymore.
No, that's not what I meant.
Not
It's just,
even needed.
she's-
You're not
Good
winning.
night, Carly. If you're going to
good
sleep,
night, Carly.
Damn.
She'll literally be coming. I don't know if
she's gonna
I'll.
come through the door in like 3 seconds.
Well, thank you to the one viewer. I don't know who's watching.
Kyle.
But thank you, Kyle. I really appreciate you for watching. Thank you for asking questions. Actually, you actually asked some really good questions. So, yep. Should we like Discord or something?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna end the broadcast.
All right.
Goodbye.
So I just